Hello and welcome to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I am your host, Blake Walker. It is week 4 already. If it's hard to believe, well, it's hard for me to believe as well. We got a great show ahead of us tonight before we get you to your featured game here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We're going to take a look at the top 5 plays from last week, rankings, coach interviews, games to watch, and much more. Stick around. We'll jump right into our top 5 plays from last week. Taking a look at our CISN top 5 games of last week, we will start out with a play from Dowling versus Ankeny. Dante Cataldo getting back on track. A 52-yard pass right down the seam to Curtis Horace. A touchdown for the Maroons to give them a 10-0 lead over Ankeny early. Good to see the Dowling passing game getting back up and going. Your fourth play on our top 5 list, Trenton Smith will check off a short screenplay down to Elijah Porter, and Elijah Porter does the rest. He breaks 2 tackles and goes all the way to the end zone, 35 yards for the touchdown. Ankeny Centennial would go on to defeat Cedar Falls in a statement win, 42-13. Number 3 on our top 5 list. Let's go over to Southeast Polk. The first game in their new stadium, Connor Moberly gets a back of the end zone touchdown pass 4 yards out to Carson Robbins. A wonderful grab by Carson Robbins in the back. Take a look at the replay. Goes up, makes quite the catch, and comes down with it to give Southeast Polk an even bigger lead. We go to number 2 on our list. Ankeny trailing against Dowling, trying to get some points on the board, and they go to their playmaker. Luke Anderson goes up the seam to Devin Akers, who just simply never leaves the ground and comes down with it. An 80-yard touchdown pass for Luke Anderson. Devin Akers barely even tucked it and ran with it. He carried it with one hand the rest of the way. Gets Dowling within. They would fall, or Dowling would win 35-14 over Ankeny. Final play, our number 1 play of the week. Connor Moberly threw 5 touchdown passes. This was one of them to Sam Zelenovich. A beautiful pitch and catch, drops it right in the breadbasket of Sam. Take a look at this throw. Just back shoulder, wonderful grab. Southeast Polk would defeat Cedar Rapids Prairie 42-7. And those were your top 5 plays of the week. Those were some phenomenal plays of our past week on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Let's take a look now at our top 10 rankings brought to you by the Cedar Rapids Gazette. And no surprise, Southeast Polk is still the number 1 team in the state. They are 3-0. Dowling Catholic, another 3-0 team, sits in the number 2 spot. We'll keep an eye on these two because it looks like they could be undefeated when they get to play each other in Week 8. Bettendorf, another 3-0 team, not as tough as a schedule as Southeast Polk and Dowling Catholic, but the Bulldogs have come out firing to start the year. They sit in the number 3 spot. Ankeny Centennial back on track after that loss to Ankeny Week 1. They've won 2 straight against very good opponents, and a big win over Cedar Falls propels them to number 4. Johnston slips in at number 5, still trying to gain ground on what Johnston is this year, but Will Nuss at quarterback, they can always be a weapon of mass destruction. Northwest comes in at number 6. Waukee Northwest looks decent. They get a tough challenge this week against Dowling Catholic. They beat Roosevelt last week. Pleasant Valley at number 7. They have racked off 2 really good wins against Liberty and Kennedy. Prairie comes in at number 8 after their loss to Southeast Polk. Cedar Rapids Kennedy gets back on track with a huge win over Linmar. That is a prolific passing attack over there at Cedar Rapids Kennedy. They come in at number 9. And Waukee rounds out the top 10 at 2-1. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for your coach interviews and much more. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network Football Pregame Show. We'll be right back.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wings. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker, where our coach interviews are up next on the docket. I had a chance to sit down with Coach Tom Wilson of Dowling and Corey Kapatich of Waukee Northwest to talk about their big game against each other tonight. Here with Dowling head coach Tom Wilson. Tom, first of all, congratulations on the win last week against Ankeny. Let's talk about that. You're 3-0 on the season against pretty good football teams. Walk me through the win over the Hawks.
Well, I think the final score probably makes it look a little bit easier than what it was. I felt we controlled the line of scrimmage. Rashad Davis had a big ball game and probably carried the ball too many times, but it's just what the game called for, and we're able to get up 21-0, and then 28-0. Then they hit us over the top for one and get an onside kickback, and so that just kind of extended the second half a little bit. I thought they played hard. I do think they're a good football team and are going to win some ball games before it's all said and done. But on our end, it was just good to get the win and move on to the next week.
Did you see some improvements out of your quarterback, Dante Cataldo, just kind of from how he's progressed through the first couple weeks?
Yeah, we haven't really asked a ton of him in the pass game. He did hit some big ones. One was about 98 yards, but then we were called out of bounds. Obviously were, but he hit Curtis Juarez on the touchdown pass, which was good to see. And I think that's going to have to be part of what we do, with the simple fact that Rashad gets so much attention and deservedly so, but we're going to have to hit some big plays in the pass game.
Rashad's been amazing. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Talk about the offensive line and what they've been able to do to create those holes for him up front.
Well, I really think they have, and Kyle Rockers, obviously it starts with him, and as a Division I commit, and Max Shelton has done a really good job. Really, they all have done a good job, and really happy with their progress, and they've allowed us to run the ball when we need to run the football.
How would you define your team? Are you more of a defensive set team, or are you more of an offensive set team here through 3 weeks?
Well, as we always organize our football team, it's defense really first, and our kids have done a really good job on that side of the ball. That's going to have to continue for us to continue to make progress, and we just hope our offense catches up.
Talk about your opponent, Waukee Northwest. You guys have played them a couple times before. Younger head coach over there. What have you seen on film? What are you guys prepping for this week for the Wolves?
Yeah, good team. Close loss to Johnston, and then they beat a good Waukee team, and then they handled Roosevelt last week relatively easy. They certainly have talent. Their quarterback, I think, is a really competitive kid that will run the heck out of the football if we don't stop that. And he's hit a couple of big pass plays over the top. So I think he's going to, create a challenge for us. And really defensively, they usually play good defense there. And their two inside linebackers with Linen and Lamb, I think, are two really good players and look to have some athletes in the secondary as well. Been impressed by, Vineyard, especially as a D lineman, and they're good in the kicking game too. I think their punter is outstanding, and they do a good job with their kickers.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. Thanks for sitting down and chatting with us, and good luck against the Wolves.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Here with Waukee Northwest head coach Corey Kapatich. Corey, first of all, congratulations on the win against Des Moines Roosevelt. Your team is 2-1. Let's talk about the 2-1. First week was the loss, but you've seemed to really pick things up the last 2 weeks. Talk about the team through these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we lost obviously week 1 to a good Johnston team. Really fairly similar games with Johnston and Waukee. We got down at half both games by a couple of scores. We were able to fight back against Johnston. We just weren't able to quite get it done the last drive. And against Waukee, we were. Same thing, came down to the last drive. And one game we won, one game we lost. And then obviously we beat Roosevelt last week.
Talk about Sam Johnson and his improvement these last couple weeks. I feel like he has really jumped out of his box here this week to start the season. How important has that been for you guys in the success through 3 weeks?
Yeah, he's doing a good job making plays with his feet, making critical throws when you need it. We also need him to play better as well. We have to start to limit turnovers, and that will be critical in this game Friday night.
What are some other standouts that you have seen through a couple weeks that have surprised you? Any players that have jumped off the page that you're like, okay, he's pretty good?
Yeah, I don't know if we've had necessarily any surprises. I think defensively we played pretty well all 3 weeks. Just giving ourselves a chance to win and be in ball games. But I think we played well defensively, and offense we've done a good job of making plays when we need to. And I think probably the thing I've been most proud of our team is just when we've been put in some tough situations, we've bounced back. And I think it takes a lot of mental toughness to come back down at halftime to rally back and give yourself a chance to win at the end of the game.
How big, I know it's been a couple weeks, but how big was that Waukee win, to propel yourself forward and really get your guys to think, okay, we're a good team. We can really do this type of thing.
Yeah, it was a big win. Anytime you beat any team here in Central Iowa, it's a big win. Waukee's a really good team, just like Johnston, just like Dowling. So it was a big win for us. We were excited. It was really it was a fun environment to be in. It was an emotional win. So we were happy that we could win that game. But now it's time that was behind us. We had to move on to Roosevelt. Now it's time to move on to Dowling.
Let's talk about Dowling. They're 3-0, looking pretty good to start the season, as you'd expect from Dowling Catholic. What's prep been looking like this week? What stands out to you about what Dowling brings to the table?
I mean, again, it's nothing new with Dowling. I mean, it's the same, really, really talented players, really well coached. They play really hard. So it's the same thing as every year. I mean, you got to go out there and you need to be able to obviously, stop them running the ball on offense. And then, they're really fast and fly the ball on defense. You got to find a way to make some plays on defense and put the ball in the end zone. So it's nothing new. I mean, they've won, a lot of state championships for a reason. So they're I think ranked second and they're a really good team.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time sitting down and chat with us. Good luck to you and your Wolves tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. Once again, we want to thank every coach for sitting down and talking with us every week before their big games. We appreciate it greatly. We got more coming up after the break. We'll wrap everything up. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
New trucks are arriving daily during Schottenkirk Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Schottenkirk Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western. More jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. Let's wrap up everything here before we get you to your game tonight. We'll start with our games to watch, which include our 3 games on CISN tonight. Ankeny takes on Johnston. Should be a good game. Ankeny trying to get back on track after the loss to Dowling Catholic. Dowling takes on Waukee Northwest. Can the Wolves have something to say? That should be a pretty good defensive battle. Waukee takes on Valley. Waukee, a high-flying offense, trying to get things back rolling. Valley looking for that first win of the season. Can that offense get rolling? That defense has caused trouble for a couple teams this season. Another good game, and a phenomenal game at that. Southeast Polk takes on Ankeny Centennial. The Jaguars coming off a statement win over Cedar Falls. Southeast Polk trying to keep that offensive train rolling. That should be a good one over at Southeast Polk Stadium. A couple other games to watch. Bettendorf trying to go to 4-0 over Linn-Mar. And Pleasant Valley takes on Cedar Rapids Prairie, 2 teams that are picking things up as the season goes on at 2-1 records. All games tonight are going to be absolutely phenomenal. Expect a lot of great football tonight on the CISN network, Central Iowa Sports Network. We expect great games all throughout. Temperatures look good. It's going to be a great night for Friday night football. We appreciate everyone for watching the CISN Football Pregame Show. I've been your host, Blake Walker. Enjoy the games tonight. We'll see you guys next week.
So, next Thursday night, Dowling Catholic will play Des Moines Roosevelt at Des Moines Hoover High School. Next Thursday night, the varsity will play Roosevelt at Hoover High School. Freshman games first at around 5 o'clock. Varsity to follow at approximately 7:30. Well, the road game next Thursday night against Roosevelt at Hoover High School.
Face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wings. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Here comes the Wolves.
And welcome back to Valley Stadium here in West Des Moines as we get set for week 4 of the high school football season. Mark Amadale joined by Matt Maindring and the Fonlander family. Matt, Timmy, say hello to our friends out there in the TV land. There you go. Matt, thanks for being here. And you got some shout outs before we get going. Who's the family? The Doc's listening, right?
Captain for the Warriors, for the Wolves, number 4, Sam Johnson, number 73, Landon Kennedy, number 32, Chase Lamb, and number 11, Harry Lyden. Captains for the Maroons, number 2, Dante Cataldo.
It really makes things go well.
All right. Well, that's you just did it, and it's a Catholic football league. Want to make sure of that, right?
Yep.
There you go. Mr. Maynard, you're about set for football. The teams are on the field. We're about ready to kick off. You guys ready to enjoy this?
You bet.
All right, let's go down to the sideline. That's where John Chido's at. We turn around and do an about face. Johnny, give us an update on the sidelines.
Well, it's starting to come down a little bit rain-wise, so it's kind of just drizzle, and then it's some heavy drops, and then it goes away, but then it starts up again. So I think you're going to get that throughout the night, and that's going to affect the football and things like that. But both teams got to play through it. And other than that, Mark, conditions are great.
That's great. And so are you. You sound good, Johnny.
Yeah, thank you.
You really do.
No quick movements by you down there.
No. I'm trying to move as little as possible.
Awesome. Well, we got our sideline guy back. That's John Chido. Officials on the field, and we should introduce them because they'll be a big part of this game. Scott Brown is the white hat. He is the referee tonight, along with Philip Hoffman. Jim Wilson, Alan Dries, and Kurt Renaud are our crew tonight. Dowling and Waukee Northwest. I'll tell you what, man, not a bad night. I know we got the drizzle, but there's no wind, and our current conditions, 72 degrees, northwest wind at 5 miles per hour or less, as the flags are not moving at all, and the humidity up there at 70%, so a little humid for week 4.
It is a little humid, and Dowling's going to start off with the football, but all in all, it's another great night. So it's we're ready to get things kicked off here, and this should be an exciting football game.
Certainly should. We want to thank Sean Ingracia and the folks from CISN, Jennifer Phelps running the stadium scoreboard, Pete Tarpey, AJ Laporte, Rachel Hawley, all those folks on Iowa Catholic Radio. And back at the studio, we've got the Wilkins. We appreciate that. Found out we had a mic that wasn't on. We got that all fixed. And we're about underway. It's kickoff, fielded by Dowling at the 7. And the Maroons will have a return. Don't have too many of them on the air. It's fielded by one of the return players, is Zach Smith, who we haven't seen a lot of returns this year because both kickers can kick in the end zone, but Dowling will have it. A first down there, Matt.
I think intentionally, they're going to go to Zach's side, not going to kick the ball to Rashad on the other side of the football field. So you saw a little bit of a swift kick there and a little bit of a line drive, returnable, but not one that's going to probably bust through. And Zach did a nice job of getting the ball out to the 33.
All right, let's take a look at the Dowling offense led by quarterback Dante Cataldo. He wears number 2. Dowling going right to left, wearing the maroon home jerseys, white pants, and he fakes the handoff to Rashad Davis. Now a sprint out throw, and it's caught on the far sideline by Hank Brown, and he's out of bounds. It looks like he's near a first down. That's right. First down. Timmy, you're doing a great job with that. I love it. You know,
a little bit of a trick play there. You know, they did the read option, and then Dante takes off around the right side, and Hank lays behind the line of scrimmage. He flips it out to him, and for all intents and purposes, it looked like Rashad Davis was going to get the football, ends up flipping it back over to Hank for a first down.
Question
the ball is at the 44-yard line.
Question is it a lateral pass or not? It is the 44-yard line. Thank you. All right, the Maroons now with a 1st and 10 after getting a great start on that. You know that they're looking at Waukee Northwest and their linebackers, and they fake the handoff to Rashad. Now Dante's got to scramble, and he's got some room down the far sideline. It finally slips out of bounds inside the 50 down to the 48-yard line of Waukee Northwest.
You saw it there. Stansberry and I believe it was Kennedy were in the backfield, and Dante was designed roll out to the left. And he had to change course because he did have the pursuit on him, and he just outran it and turns a negative into a positive for the Maroons.
They're going to spot him out of bounds at the Northwest 49-yard line, so he picks up 7 yards, does Cataldo. 2nd down, 3, underway here in the first quarter. Dowling and Waukee Northwest, 2 top 10 teams. First 4 games have been against top 10 teams. A little swing pass, and it's caught. And getting it down to the 45-yard line is receiver Curtis Horace, and he gets the first down, Matt, at the 45.
Yeah, just a quick little play, and that's one of those plays that's in your playbook for just that situation. You need 4 yards, 5 yards, whatever it was, and well executed by the Maroons, but well defended by the Northwest.
So Maroons now with the 1st and 10 from the Northwest 45, and they give it to Rashad Davis, first carry of the night, and he finds a little bit of a seam inside the 45 down to about the 42. May have picked up 3 yards, and you know, with those linebackers of Waukee Northwest, Lamb, Lynham, and of course Lindholm and Hunter Smith, who we didn't talk about too much, so they're going to make it tough for Rashad.
They are, and you see the Maroons doing a little tempo right now.
Now here's a high snap, but Cataldo has it, give to Davis trying to go near side, and he finally is run out of bounds. Maybe about a yard gain down to the 41-yard line. Good job by the Waukee Northwest defense. The Wolves, who come in with a record of 2-1, doing an outstanding job putting Dowling in a 3rd and long.
Great pursuit there by Chase Lamb, and Austin Ort coming up on the right side there, not to extend that to the sideline, and Chase Davis out of bounds, creating this 3rd and long situation.
Let's go with the 1-back set. That's Rashad Davis. 9 touchdowns on the year, over 500 yards of rushing for Rashad. Here's the snap, 2 receivers right to the left, and now Cataldo wants to run, sticks on his feet, now is finally tripped up and may have lost a yard back to the 42, and it'll bring up 4th down for Dowling.
They did do, the Wolves ran a little bit of a stunt up front and forced Dante up into the pocket, and he was just about out of it with a nice shoestring tackle there by the Wolves, and stops this drive at the 42.
Maroons will send out their punting unit. Zach Smid, number 9 in the punt, the senior. Averaged about 37 yards a kick. Long snapper will be Wyatt Jones, number 44. Maroons line of scrimmage is the Northwest 42. Dowling going right to left. Kicking into a very slight wing. Good snap and gets it away. Smith does. And takes a bounce and finally is down after a touchback into the end zone. So we got too much of a line drive. It's 1st and 10 Waukee Northwest from their own 20-yard line. Let's bring in John Chido from the sideline. Johnny?
Well, the offense don't like the drive stalling right there, especially starting with good field position, Mark, and they're able to do some nice things early on in that drive and convert a first down. But I think that 2nd down play that the Waukee Northwest linebackers able to string that out to the sideline was a big play for them.
Yeah, no question about it. Now on 1st down, the Wolves with it, and right up the gut they go. They get the ball on the ground, and that's their sophomore running back, Ryan Woodruff. He took over for Will Koenig, who was injured, and he may be coming back later in the year. As Sam Johnson, the quarterback. And they're going to go a little tempo here, Matt. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Quarterback, Sam Johnson for Northwest. He fakes the handoff and fires it to the far side to his leading receiver, Maverick Inman, number 84. A junior, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, they're deciding to do a little tempo as well, make this defense move and adjust, and a little quick hitter out to the outside there, a little high through his fingertips, out there testing Jake Kruger right away, and now we've got a 3rd and long going the other way.
2 tight ends and 2 receivers, one on each side of the football, and Johnson will fake the handoff. He's hit and dropped, but he gets the first down. He crosses the 30 up near the 31-yard line, gain of 6, and that's where the Maroons have not seen a quarterback this year that can run and pass. And it's run first for Northwest and then pass, and we saw the effects there.
And he runs with his shoulder pad level low. That was an impressive run. He finished that run, knew how far he had to get, and put his shoulders down, squared up, and barreled through the Dowling tackler.
6-yard run, 1st and 10 with Northwest from their own 31. Back to throw Johnson, looking over the middle. The pass is picked off, intercepted at midfield, and finally dropped in the secondary as Dowling comes away with the pick, and that's Parker Pearson stepping right in front of the intended receiver.
Parker Pearson hasn't had many snaps defensively this year so far. Comes in and makes an impact play right away there on the edge and stepped right in front of it. And Sam Johnson stayed on that read the whole way and threw it right to him.
Yeah, for Johnson, that is his 7th interception of the year. And we'll get a comment here. I told you this is going to be a quick game. The teams are up-tempo, and Dowling with the first down at their own 48-yard line. Just under 9 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Back to throws Cataldo on the play action. Fires out. It's caught on the far sideline. It's staying in bounds with the wide receiver. And that's Zach Smith. He's finally run out of bounds after picking up the first down. A penalty flag on the back side of this, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to call for a late hit out of bounds. I think they called him out of bounds, that he stepped out of bounds early, but Zach kept running. And they ended up knocking him out of bounds. So there's going to be something. That was Curtis Horace.
Horace on the catch.
Yeah, Horace on the catch.
And let's see where they're going to put that at. It's Curtis stepped out of bounds. They're saying right about the 30-yard line.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul.
Yeah, they're marking it off at the 28. So that's a 22-yard reception. They're going to tack on 15 more on the late hit. And that's a tough one for any team to do, Matt, because if you step out of bounds and the whistles start blowing, the defense stops. And we saw that a little bit last week. They didn't react quick enough.
Yeah.
So first down Dowling at the Northwest 23-yard line after the personal foul penalty. And the handoff goes to Rashad Davis right over right guard and slings it down inside the 25 down to about the 23-yard line.
They are focused right there, and that was Linneman getting off the bottom of the pile there, or Linen, I should say, getting off the bottom of the pile, and they've got all eyes on Rashad Davis, and they were working all week trying to limit him and making sure he doesn't bounce out of those blocks and runs.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. High snap, but Cataldo has it. He'll keep it as he'll go right up the gut. He followed his right guard and right tackle and gets it down to the 20-yard line for a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Nice strong run there by Dante. You saw Sam Johnson run. He says, I can do that too. And just that quarterback draw up the middle creates about a 3rd and medium here as Dowling sitting here and exploring a little bit. We see a little bounce right here, run pass, contrary to what we saw in the second half. Yeah. We saw one pass, I think, in the second half.
Runs with 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left. Cataldo out of the shotgun with a fullback in front of him. Northwest staying in a 4-man front. Here's the snap, and quarterback draw. Cataldo follows the center, spins out of a tackle, and gets down inside the 15 to the 14. And he picked up just about 6 yards. It'll bring up 4th down and short.
That was a really good play, I think, by Matt Lindholm. I thought when Dante took off in that quarterback draw, there was enough room there for him to get a first down and more. But the credit to the Wolves linebackers, yeah, they really shut that down, and kind of what you expect right here. Dowling going for it on 4th and short inside the 15.
Yeah, 4th and 1 from the 14-yard line. Rashad Davis in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left, and an extra tight end on the left side for Dowling. Cataldo, long count, and the give is to Rashad, and he bounces his way, zigzag, and goes forward right over center and right guard. First down, Maroons. And again, Matt, he does a great job of reading his offensive line.
He did. He just climbed in right behind him and let those big guys up front. That was right behind Freilich and Carter Smith, as this was right an A-gap run. So that was Freilich, Smith, and Agos right down at them, and you could see the defense really stacking up over on rockers, and they had a bunch of guys over there to make sure they're not going to run at rockers.
Reminder: Carter Smith starting at center for Dowling, number 52, to the injury to Max Shelton. Now a handoff, and that play is blown up by Waukee Northwest as running out of bounds as Rashad Davis tried to turn the corner and cut up field down the far sideline, but he couldn't get the corner turned and lost a yard back to the 12-yard line to bring up 2nd and 11 from the Northwest 12.
It looked like Jack Vineyard right there maintaining his contained position on the left edge of the Wolves defense as Dante was reading that read option play and led it to Davis as he tried to get to the edge.
Pistol formation with Rashad Davis in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left. Now the Maroons will do a check with me. 5:45 to go first quarter. No score. Dowling and Waukee Northwest, a couple of top 10 teams in Class 5A district football from Valley Stadium tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Penalty flag, delay of game on the Maroons.
That's a tough penalty. Yards. Yeah, that's a tough penalty right there in the red zone to get that delay of game. And so now you've got a 2nd and 15, 2nd and 16 situation here for the Maroons.
Dowling in the Bozen DeFlores red zone. Say more with Bozen online at bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. It's 515-244-7673.
In a situation like this, Mark, you're really looking to pick up about half of it if you can.
Curtis Horace at the top of your screen if you're watching on CISN. 3 receivers to the left, and a Cataldo a fake, and now keep the football inside the 5. Touchdown, Dowling Catholic and Dante Cataldo on a 2nd and 16, scoring from 17 yards out.
Well, forget what I said. Why don't you just get it all? Just get it all. And great read again by Dante as the whole defense is moving to Rashad Davis and been on the play. Plus, they thought it was going to be a passing situation, and Dante saw the isolation in the middle of the field and made him pay.
That is a touchdown.
That's right, Timmy. Touchdown Dowling. Now the extra point by Schumacher as we will go to break. The hold by Jepson, ball down, and the kick is up, and it is good. So Dowling scores the first touchdown of the night, and with 5:12 left to go first quarter, Dowling leads it 7-0 over Waukee Northwest. We'll be back to Valley Stadium in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today.
And Society back in for the Wolves.
Eight plays, 52 yards on the Dowling drive, capped off by Dante Cataldo's 17-yard run for a touchdown. Schumacher adds the extra point. Dowling leads 7-0. The kickoff by Schumacher ends up in the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. 1st and 10, Waukee Northwest from their own 20. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline as he returns this week, and that is the Dowling 8th grade football coach, who, by the way, is 2-0, Matt. It's John Chido.
Mark, thanks for that. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Just want to point out, Waukee's making it tough to run inside, and Dowling spread them out there, and Dante made a nice read, like Matt said. But getting those extra guys out of the box and getting those one-on-one matchups with Dante on a linebacker, the success to the Maroons so far.
Yeah, they've really done a good job checking down, and even with the backup center, Matt, the Maroon line calls have been working well. Now Waukee Northwest from their own 20-yard line. They put the ball on the ground. They get it up to about the 25-yard line. It's like 27, they'll spot it down, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 3 for Northwest.
I believe that was Caleb James in that run. That was a strong run. Well, no, I take that back. That was Woodruff on that last run.
Handoff goes to Caleb James, who's in there now, number 15. So Caleb James is the backup running back. Ryan Woodruff is the starting running back, and he gets it up. James leaves about a yard shy, so it's 3rd and 1 Northwest at the Northwest 29-yard line. Marines lead it 7-0. Now on 3rd and short, it looks like they got the first down on the running play as they move the chains across the 30.
Good line play up front right there for the Wolves as they run pretty big. Landon Kennan, 255, Nick Macbeth at 240, Cole McIntyre, 205, and Amir Muchik at 280, and Malcolm Mutai at 245. They're a pretty big offensive front, and they executed there very well.
1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Or checked at the 34-yard line, and the handoff, and looks like Johnson kept the football. A lot happened over there off the left tackle, Matt, is where it all started.
Yeah, Dylan Manning comes in and stops that play up. The kid is just a tackle machine as he has a nose for the football, and that front four cleans things up for him, so he gets a free run at that running back. But again, that was after a 5-yard gain, so a strong run there by Johnson.
So Sam Johnson with his legs. Play action. Johnson looks left, throws it up, caught. 1st down Northwest. Across the 45 up near the 46-yard line. And a nice reception out there by the Wolves as they went to the quick out.
Went to the quick out in front of Kruger out there, and he makes the play and allowed for no yards after the catch. But a good execution there by the Wolves for the first down as they start to put a drive together.
That's Inman with the reception. Maverick Inman, their leading receiver. He's got 2 catches tonight for 6 yards. Now they go back to the ground. Quarterback will keep it, and that's Sam Johnson. Gets outside the tackle, and he runs to a 1st down into Dowling territory at the 40-yard line. A 15-yard run, and Wolves 1st down.
They really collapsed that side of the line there. As the left side of the Dowling line and linebackers, they got to him and created wide open there for Johnson.
Johnson back to throw again. Now wants to run. Looking to run between the tackles. He's hit and finally brought down. Balls forward to the 34, a gain of 6. And that's that dual threat that we were talking about. First quarterback that runs a scene like that this year, and it comes in game 4, and I guarantee it'll be next week in game 5 against Roosevelt with Pat.
Owen Pins comes and makes the tackle from behind on Johnson there as he squirts through that line of scrimmage thinking pass, and here again they're showing a 5-wide set initially. Or 4 wide with that stacked tight end. Blanker, whatever you want to call him.
Brian Bobo, Isaac Beaver, his twin brother Mason Beaver, and Kiwi Ford, the front 4 for Dowling. Here's the snap. Johnson looks over the middle, throws into the end zone. He's got a man open. He throws over the top. Caught. Touchdown. Touchdown Maverick Inman from Sam Johnson from 34 yards out. And Waukee Northwest 1 point away from tying this ball game.
Yeah, they ran what I would call a flag pattern. They ran to the corner of the end zone over there, and the ball was right on target. Great throw by Sam Johnson, right over the top of the Dowling defenders, and they responded in a hurry. And here we have the swinging gate.
Yeah, they run the swinging gate. They'll bring in to hold eventually. Will be number 13, Julian Sweeney. He is the backup quarterback, and Aiden Goosefaw for the extra point. Ball down, kick is up. And the kick is good. The snap by Chase Lamb, the starting linebacker. So we're tied up at 7. Dowling and Waukee Northwest. 2:08 to go, first quarter from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines.
It's the DeArmond Ford Indianola kickoff event. Score big on a new F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 66 months plus $3,750 rebate. Get charged up with a Mach-E and lease for $449 a month. All Americans Ford Escape and Edge. New Edge for $399 a month flex buy. And the new Escape, 2.9% for 75 months plus $500 rebate. Join our winning team at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside.
Hey, we're back here at Valley Stadium. We're tied at 7, Dowling and Waukee Northwest, as the Wolves won a drive that went 80 yards and capped off by touchdown pass from quarterback Sam Johnson to Maverick Inman from 34 yards. Northwest kicking off and into the end zone, so Dowling will have the ball first and 10 from their own 20. And John Chido, we'll go down to you after this play as Dowling with the first down from their own 20. Dante Cataldo, quarterback, read option. He'll keep the football. Dante around left end, looking to cut upfield, does, and finally falls forward across the 25 to the 27-yard line. He'll pick up 7 to bring up second down and 3. Johnny?
Well, that was just 4 go routes by Waukee Northwest, and it seemed like we were in man coverage, but for whatever reason, I don't know if our corner thought that the safety had his guy, because he kind of stopped, let him run by him, and when you allow that just extra separation, Sam Johnson put it on the numbers for that receiver to catch and get him for the touchdown.
Yeah, he certainly did, and good point, John, as Dowling now with the football on a 2nd and 3. Pistol formation, they'll fake the handoff to Rashad Davis. Cataldo will take it, and he won't get anywhere. He tries to run to his right, cuts upfield, and may have lost 2. He did.
Right now, Waukee is putting essentially a 5-2 defense in there right now. They got 4 guys with the hands on the ground, and then a walk-up end on one side with the 2 linebackers open, Linen and Lamb. And here on 3rd and long, then now they only have 4 guys up front, but they're basically going to try and stop the run.
Right, the Maroons put a man in motion. That's Curtis Horace. He can split out wide to the left. Northwest showing blitz from the right side. Back to throw. Cataldo looks left and fires out. Caught by Horace. First down, Dowling across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A gain of 11 and a big pass play. Horace got loose, and that's one of those timing plays, and you can see Dante get back, set up, and plant at pure timing. That's one of those things that's repetition in practice, and he hit him right in stride, a little bit low, but it's a guaranteed first down. Second catch tonight for Curtis Horace at Dowling Catholic. He is a 6'2", 175-pound senior. Dowling with the first down at their own 36. 21 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Now Cataldo steps up in the pocket, fires near side. Wide open is Will Leifter, the tight end, and he's rumbling down the field, needs a block. And finally knocked down inside the 30 to about the 23-yard line. There's a name we haven't called much, the big tight end Leifter.
Yeah, we were down in practice the other day, and I said, Will, it's about time we call your name on Friday night. Here we go. And then there was a great job, great pickup, first of all, by Rashad Davis. Picked up the blitz, allowed Dante to slide out, and then Dante had, Leifter standing there all by himself, and Leifter turns it into big yards.
Certainly does. First down, Maroons at the Northwest 23 yards. And that is the end of the first quarter, so we made it through one quarter here on recognition for the bands tonight, right, Mr. Major?
Yeah, we had before the game tonight, we had what we call the all-school band, where all of our parochial schools come together and come out and play, and they warmed us up. They got us going.
It's tied at 7. We'll go to the second quarter after this 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
New trucks are arriving daily during Schottenkirk Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Schottenkirk Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
And we're back here at the second quarter. Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Maroons come out and they fire a pass out in the flat. It's caught. And is that Middleton on the reception?
Yeah, it was Ian Middleton on the reception, and I think it was Linen who came out of that linebacker spot like a bullet and took him down, and really nice tackle out there, limiting that to just a 1-yard gain.
It was all set up right before the quarter. Will Leifker with a 41-yard catch. That's his second catch of the year. And gave Dowling great field position. So now it'll bring up 2nd down 9 for the Maroons on the Northwest 22-yard line. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, along with John Cheidel on the Dowling sideline. The Maroons approaching the Bows in the Flores red zone. The handoff to Rashad Davis. Cuts outside, down the far sideline. And he stepped out of bounds. Did he have enough for the first down? He's near a first down inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line there, Matt.
Hard to tell right now where they're spotting the ball. It looks like a first down. So that's the first time Rashad's really gotten loose, and he was able to go to that left side, get outside the hash, and sprint to the edge and gets first down.
1st and 10, Dowling. Ball at the 12-yard line. 9-yard run for Rashad Davis. The Maroons will have one receiver split out wide to the left or at the top of your screen. That's Curtis Horace, number 3. 3 receivers at the bottom or to the right. Dowling going left to right, north to south here in the second quarter. They fake the handoff to Davis. Cataldo with it. He just dumps it off. It's caught, and that is Trey Wilson on the reception, and he's near the 5-yard line before being run out of bounds.
Good to see Trey Wilson back out there after last week. Wasn't it just last week? We thought maybe he would be out for an extended period of time because of his shoulder, but he was able to work his way back in and makes a nice reception right there. That's the second time we saw that play where they do that little read option in the backfield and keep the split end out there and flip it out to him. And a nice gain there for the Maroons.
So a 9-yard reception by Wilson brings up 2nd and 2 Maroons from the Northwest 4-yard line. Tied at 7, underway here in the second quarter, 10.5 minutes left. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Back to throw Cataldo, looks to Wilson, now dumps it off to Rashad Davis, incomplete. Kind of led him a little bit. Nice defensive play that time by Northwest as they had the extra man in there. The cash linebacker, Matt Lindholm, was eyeballing Rashad.
He was, and they had, in this goal line situation here, they got 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage, and they were manned up on the edge, and that let the 2 linebackers run to the football. One of them's matched up with the running back, and he executed his responsibility in that play because everybody's in man.
All right, pistol formation for the Maroons. Middleton, the fullback, lining up right behind the left guard and tackle. Cataldo out of the shotgun with Rashad Davis. Now we've got a timeout, Dowling, and we'll take it with him with 10:27 to go, second quarter. Tied at 7, Dowling and Waukee Northwest here on Iowa Catholic Radio and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Back at Valley Stadium, here's the pass in the end zone. Touchdown Dowling as Dante Cataldo faked that he was going to run with the football in a quarterback draw, and he lobbed it over to his receiver.
That was Leifker out there.
It's the tight end Leifker, yes.
Yeah, we said your first touchdown is going to come at an important moment, and there it was for him. That looked like the old fake field goal play.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, it's just that over-the-top throw as he runs up to, looks like quarterback draw, flips it to Leifker, well executed. 4-yard
touchdown pass, Dante Cataldo to Will Leifker. Extra point now by Schumacher on the hold by Jepson. The extra point is good. So 10:22 left to go. Second quarter from Valley Stadium. Week 4 of the high school football season is Dowling 14 and Waukee Northwest 7. We'll be back after this 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
It's the DeArmond Ford Indianola kickoff event. Score big on a new F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 66 months plus $3,750 rebate. Get charged up with a Waukee and lease for $449 a month. All Americans Ford Escape and Edge. New Edge for $399 a month flex buy. And the new Escape, 2.9% for 75 months plus $500 rebate. Join our winning team at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Here's the kickoff by the Maroons. And now it's
The ball's
fumbled,
loose.
and Dowling's got it. The Maroons come up with it. Johnny on the spot for the Maroons. And that is a big turnover in this contest as Matthew Hanton is at the bottom of the pile and picked it up. How about that? So Dowling will take over. Let's go down to John Chido. Lots of things happening. Johnny, take it away.
Well, how about change of momentum in a flash right there? You have the Tim Tebow jump pass for the touchdown. Then the kickoff return gets fumbled. Dowling recovers it. Matthew Hanton, and boom. Now you can turn a 14-7 game. It can become a two-score game. So what a change of momentum for the Maroons.
No kidding. Thank you, John Chido, for that report. Dowling leading 14-7. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandring, John Chido, and of course the Fonlander family here tonight. Maroons with the first down at the northwest 18-yard line with 10:19 to go here in the second quarter. Pistol formation. The give is to Rashad Davis, and he almost busted it. Gets inside the 15, all the way down near the 12 of Northwest to pick up a 6. And that time the Maroons went straight ahead instead of trying to put Rashad outside.
And you can see that, Waukee's coming up there. They got eight guys in the box, and Dowling just made the decision, we're going to run right at you.
6-yard gain and hurry up offense for Maroons. Pass is caught on a quick out pattern on the near side. That's Hank Brown with the reception, and he gets inside the 10 down near the, I'm going to put him at the 7 for a gain of 5 there, Matt. Not a bad play.
It was. That was a really good play. A quick hitter, should be enough for a first down. And, here they're taking advantage of that momentum. As Johnny said, this is a big flip in the momentum after the Waukee touchdown.
So it is first and goal on that first down play by Dowling Catholic. The Maroons taking their time getting the play in. 20 on the play clock. 9.5 minutes on the game clock here in the second quarter. 14-7 Dowling. The give is to Davis. Bounces around. Now cuts outside. Aiming for the pylon. Did he get in? Yes, he got it. Touchdown. Yeah. Rashad Davis from 7 yards out. And I'll tell you what, the play was initially to run right over right guard. That broke down, and Rashad, it was a sprint to the pylon.
It was a sprint to the pylon. And give credit to the blockers. They stayed on their blockers. They know when Rashad Davis is loose in the backfield, you keep blocking to the whistle because you don't know where he's going to end up. And he bounced that thing to the edge and got the pylon with the football.
All right, Schumacher in for the extra point. Jack Jepson to hold. And the ball is down, and the extra point attempt is up and good. Good snap from Wyatt Jones, and Maroons now lead at 21-7 over Waukee Northwest with 9:19 to go. Here in the second quarter, we'll return to Valley Stadium after this 1-minute break on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today.
Hey, we're back here at Valley Stadium. Dowling scoring 2 touchdowns in consecutive possessions. Leifker on a 4-yard touchdown pass from Cataldo. The Maroons recovered recovered a fumble, the muff kickoff by Matt Hanton, and then Rashad Davis goes in from 7 yards out, and it's Dowling leading 21-7. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, as the kickoff by Schumacher goes out of bounds. Northwest will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, and Johnson now, the handoff goes to the tailback, and he's trying to cut outside and finally sprung down, and that's really put momentum in the Maroons. Ryan Woodruff was the ball carrier. You can just see Dowling flying to the football, and let's go down the sideline where John Chido's at. Johnny, can you confirm that?
Confirm what, Mark?
That the momentum has gotten on the Dowling sideline, because you can see it in the.
It's a totally different atmosphere. I mean, just in a change, in a snap of your fingers. I mean, it's just amazing how it changes like that.
Here's a quick out pattern that time. Will Retz, his first reception tonight for Waukee Northwest, makes the catch. Thanks to John Chido for that update. As ball's up to the 29-yard line, so it'll bring 3rd and 1.
Quick pass out there, and Jake Kruger makes the tackle as it creates a 3rd and 1 situation here for the Wolves.
And quarterback sneak by Johnson. He's got the first down across the 30 up to the 31-yard line. Dowling 21, Waukee Northwest 7. And then scoring on touchdown run by Dante Cataldo, the Dowling quarterback, and Rashad Davis, and then Will Leifker on his first touchdown reception as a Maroon.
The Maroons taking advantage of 2 turnovers. You know, the interception they turned into a touchdown, and now that muff kick they turned into a touchdown, and taking advantage of the mistakes. That's what starts to separate teams when you get to this level.
All right, here is Waukee Northwest, and all over the place, the quarterback nowhere to go, and he was trying to find that seam as he does so well, but he handed it off to his tailback, and he was brought down. Woodruff nowhere to go, and they really squashed the Wolves running game thus far, Matt.
They have, and they were seeing some success early, and Sam Johnson had a couple nice runs in that earlier drive. There, Dylan Manning shut down the edge. Woodruff's a tough runner, and it's been taking more than one guy to get him down. He's impressed me so far.
2nd and 13, Waukee Northwest from their own 29-yard line. Johnson will keep the football on the read option, keeps it across the 30 up to the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. Nice run, about 7, maybe 8 yards up to the 37 for quarterback Sam Johnson of Waukee Northwest.
Another strong run by him, and they have been able to wash down the Maroons and only letting a couple linebackers be able to flow the football, and Johnson's tough to bring down with just one guy. So the Maroons reacted there, and again, Dylan Manning, you run to his side of the field, he's going to make a play.
It's 3rd and 4 for Waukee Northwest. 7:15 remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling 21 and Waukee Northwest Wolves 7. Line of scrimmage is the Wolves' 37-yard line. 3 seconds left on the play clock, and they're going to use a timeout. So we'll take one with them. 6:59 to go here in the second quarter. It's Dowling 21 and Waukee Northwest 7. We'll return to Valley Stadium, week 4 of the high school football season after this 1-minute break on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
It's the DeArmond Ford Indianola kickoff event. Score big on a new F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 66 months plus $3,750 rebate. Get charged up with a Mach-E and lease for $449 a month. All Americans Ford Escape and Edge. New Edge for $399 a month flex buy. And the new Escape, 2.9% for 75 months plus $500 rebate. Join our winning team at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee.
Pass complete to Devin Saylor. Parker Pearson on the stop.
Hey, we're back here at Valley Stadium. The Wolves run a play while we were away, and a swing pass up to the 41-yard line, gain of 4. So to bring up 1st and 10 for Waukee Northwest. Nice little pattern that time for the Wolves out of their offensive set there, Matt.
Yeah, Parker Pearson came up and makes a play there, and just enough for a first down.
And Pearson had the interception earlier in the game. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, he's had a nice night. Handoff goes to Woodruff. He stood up by Manning right at the 42-yard line. Gain of 1 and bring up 2nd and 9 for the Wolves. Tough going off tackle and off through the A-gaps for the Waukee running backs. They found success by swinging the ball outside the hashes there, man.
They have, and right there, that was Zach Smith on the bottom of the pile, and as you said, he stood him up, and Dylan Manning came and finished it up. It has been a tough sled for him, and so now it's just keeping him in front of him.
2nd down, 9 on play action. Sam Johnson running to his right, still running, now being chased, running towards the far sideline and drugged down from behind right about the 44-yard line. He'll pick up 2, but he ran about 15 to get 2.
Yeah, he outran Ian Middleton out of the backfield. Ian flushed him, and then he was not going to outrun Dylan Manning, and I couldn't tell who else came up there at the end and helped finish that. It might have been Manhattan.
So officially no gain on the play, but about 15 yards of running by the Northwest quarterback, Johnson. So here is 3rd and 8 for the Wolves. Line of scrimmage, their own 42. Here's the snap. Johnson rolls to his left, looking downfield, fires it out, and it's caught. Their leading receiver with the catch, Maverick Inman. 1st down, Wolves at the Dowling 40.
Yeah, he runs it in right in front of the Dowling defender out there, and Johnson hit him in stride. Big pickup for them as Pearson's out in coverage right there.
18-yard reception, 1st down, Waukee Northwest from the Dowling 40-yard line. Dowling 21, Waukee Northwest 7, under 5 minutes to play in the half. And Johnson now, little read option, fakes the handoff to his tailback, Ryan Woodruff, and gets inside the 40 down to the Dowling 37.
And here again is where the depth of that defensive front comes into play, because now we have a different group in there. They've been kind of mixing them, but it is Isaac Beaver in there, and I do see Keevy Ford and a little mixture of kids. As you said, they had to take Carter Smith out of that rotation and move him into that center spot, so the rotation has changed a little bit.
11th play of this Waukee Northwest drive. It started back on their own 20-yard line. It's 2nd and 7 from the Dowling 37. And here's the read option. This time they give it to Woodruff, trying to bounce outside the numbers, and he is going to be stood up. A lot of maroon jerseys as he made the turn, Matt. Picked up just a couple.
A nice play by Owen Pins from that defensive line position. He chased Woodruff down and was able to bring him down and stood him up and got some help from his linebackers. But a nice play there by Owen Pins.
At halftime, we will have a guest on from the Dowling staff, Mr. Maynard.
Yeah, Terry Clark, our Director of Faith and Formation at Dowling Catholic, just an outstanding person who does a great job leading our faith opportunities at Dowling.
3:35 left in the half. It's 3rd and 6. Now Johnson keeps the football, running downfield, finally tripped up inside the 30-yard line. They're going to say he fell forward down to the Dowling 24. Tremendous run of 13 yards and a 1st down for Waukee Northwest.
Dowling doesn't do it a whole lot, but they brought a blitz right there, and the blitz overran the quarterback. And so when you blitz, you've got to make sure you stay in those gap responsibilities. And they allowed a crease for Johnson to run right up the middle, and they just overran it.
So 1st and 10, Waukee Northwest from the Dowling 24. The Maroons lead it 21-7, approaching the 3-minute mark here in the 2nd quarter. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. The give is to Woodruff again. This time he runs between the tackles and dives forward down near the 21-yard line to pick up a 3.
On the bottom of the pile there, that time it was Isaac Beaver as the linebacking crew came and cleaned it up, but Isaac Beaver doing a good job down there holding Woodruff to a short run.
This will be the 13th play of the drive for Waukee Northwest. It started back at the 20-yard line. Quarterback is Sam Johnson. He's been going with his tailback, and that's Ryan Woodruff, the sophomore. Back to throw Johnson this time. Now wants to run. And flushed out of the pocket inside the 15, right around the 14-yard line. A gain of about 6 for the Wolves.
He was able to get around Will Ringwelski out there and then ran to the edge, and I couldn't tell if that was Zach Smith coming up or on the edge over there and forced him out of bounds short of the 1st down, but it does create a 3rd and short. And Mark, this is really what Waukee Northwest needed. They needed a time-consuming drive because the momentum had turned.
Yeah, 6-yard run for Johnson, and now It's 3rd and short, as you mentioned. They run the dive play over the right guard, and he gets down near the 14 is where the officials are standing, so that should be good enough for a first down. And as you mentioned so many times, no need to measure on the turf fields, unlike you coaches who used to chalk the fields the night of the game.
Now, I was watching a professional football game this week, and I saw him measure twice in the first, I think it was the first 5 minutes of the game. I couldn't believe it.
Old habits are hard to die sometimes.
Yeah.
First down, Waukee Northwest at the Dowling 14. Johnson, a gain of 1. He has 1st and 10, under 2 minutes to play. Both teams again with 2 timeouts remaining here in the first half. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, John Chido on the sideline. Johnson, little read option, faked it to the handoff, and he may have lost the yard. He did, back to the 15-yard line to bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Wolves.
Good play inside there. Again, Will Ringwelski did an outstanding job there, and the other guys up front with Isaac and Mason Beaver and Keevy Fort, they did a really good job of creating a pile there and no room for Sam Johnson to run through.
All right, this will be a 2nd down play coming up for the Wolves. They'll send out 3 receivers left, 1 to the right.
And the clock becomes a factor here, 1:18 left in the half.
There's the snap. Johnson wants to throw, now can't. Now slips a tackle inside the 10, and he's finally run out of bounds. And a penalty flag down on Dowling. So it'll be an automatic first down after the penalty. Run out of bounds at the 8, so he picked up 7 and add the penalty.
Yeah, it was Jake Kruger there forcing him out of bounds and continuing his tackle beyond the boundary, and so they'll call that, and you'll get half the distance.
So Johnson gets credit for a 7-yard run, half the distance. On our Holy Trinity math here, should be about the 3.5-yard line. Do you concur? Is that right?
I think, yeah, it's
3.5. Timmy, is it 3.5-yard line?
Yes.
There you go. See, I knew that. And now here's a play for Waukee Northwest. They angle the ball towards the far sideline, and that's Johnson again, and they're going to run him down inside the 5.
Run inside 5, kept them in bounds. The Waukee Northwest does have 2 timeouts, and they're going to be content here to take some time inside the 5 and run the clock down inside the 52nd mark.
They go with the full house backfield, or I'm sorry, power I backfield. 2 fullbacks and a tailback. Toss play left side, trying to get outside, and hit and dropped is the tailback. And he is dropped. That's Michael Dunnigan. Or check that. That's Caleb James. And he's got no gain on the play. So we'll bring up 3rd and goal at the 5 with 20 seconds remaining.
Isaac Beaver, great tackle there. Great pursuit down the line of scrimmage from that defensive line position. And I got to believe Waukee's going to call timeout.
So James will lose 2 yards. We'll keep it here with 15 seconds remaining. We'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 5 for Waukee Northwest. Let's bring in John Chido into the contest. And John, you're down the sideline, goal line stand. Believe it or not, Northwest has had the ball for just about 9 minutes, and this will be the 19th play of the drive, John.
Yeah, it's one of these long drives. I think we saw this a couple weeks ago by, was it Valley? They went on that 15-play drive and ate up almost a whole quarter, and Northwest is doing it tonight. Now you're in your situation. You got 3rd and 5 from the 5-yard line. They try to go those power eyes, and they stack it like Matt mentioned. We're trying to get the edge, and then Isaac Beaver did a nice job jumping that play from underneath and catching the backside of it. So we'll see what Northwest goes here with with Sam Johnson being able to run and throw. Maybe get type of an option of him rolling out. I think Northwest has had some success doing that early on in this game.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio is brought to you in part by Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, along with Construction Professionals and Klein Electric. Our thanks also to Catholic United Financial, Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, John Chido, and the Fonlander family. Matt and Timmy joining us from Holy Trinity Parish. And big play here, 3rd and goal, Northwest from the Dowling 5. And again, they'll run split backs in the backfield. They'll get out of the, or check that, the quarterback will pull out of the shotgun. Here's the snap. Johnson will throw it. The ball's batted down, incomplete. Somebody got their big paw on that, Matt. Incomplete pass, and that might have been Zach Smith.
It looked like Zach Smith, and it was. Zach Smith got his ham up there. They were going to do similar to what Dowling's been doing tonight, do a little fake RPO thing, quick flip it out to the edge, and Zach was right there to swallow that up. And that's a big play at this point in the game because it stops the touchdown drive and forces Northwest to attempt a field goal.
And they will. It'll be set the ball on the 12-yard line. It'll be a 22-yard field goal from right in the middle of the field by the Wolves. Good snap. Ball is down. Kick is high enough by Adam Goosefaw, and it is good. So the Wolves go on a 20-play, 80-yard drive, capped off by a 22-yard field goal by Fuzma, and the score is 21-10. Dowling with the lead with 8 seconds remaining. We'll take a 1-minute break and return to Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Dowling leading Waukee Northwest here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
New trucks are arriving daily during Schottenkirk Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Schottenkirk Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium. Here's a kickoff by Waukee Northwest. And it'll be Dowling football as 6 seconds remaining. And Waukee Northwest, Matt, long drive to get 3 points. 80 plays, or 80 yards on 20 plays. I was close. And that's a long drive and a lot of time. Just over 9 minutes of possession time for the Wolves. And Dowling will have it on the squib kick as they kicked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Probably be the last play of the first half. Matt?
Probably the longest drive we've seen another team have against, with the number of plays at least, that we've seen against the Maroon defense this year. And kind of a win for the Northwest and a win for the defense to hold them to 3.
Pistol formation. Cataldo will hand it off to Rashad Davis. He just runs out of bounds, and that should do it. John Chido will check in with head coach Tom Wilson at halftime. Hopefully we got a camera on him. We'll try to do that. 21-10, Dowling with the lead here at halftime. Mark Hamadale alongside Matt Maindring, and we got Matt and Timmy. Timmy's got, Matt, you had some great analogy. I like the Tim Tebow analogy.
Mark, you ready here?
Yeah, just a second. You're all set, Johnny?
Yep.
Go ahead, take it. John Chido with head coach Tom Wilson.
Well, Coach, you were able to go +2 in the turnover battle, and then you came up with a big stop to limit Waukee Northwest to 3 right there and keep it a 2-possession game. Your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, we have to keep going. The quarterback is a slippery guy, and he's making us look foolish at times. So we're going to have to play ball control and see if we can go on some long drives.
Thank you, Coach.
John Chido with head coach Tom Wilson here at halftime. Dowling leading 21-10. Matt, you had some pretty good. I loved your analogy a couple times. You know, we had the Tim Tebow throw.
The Tim Tebow. You know, the fake delayed draw, and then slip the tight end out and make the easy catch there, and then that last drive there, holding them to a field goal, is a big, crucial stop as Northwest gets the ball to start the second half.
Yes, they do. That's or Dowling gets the ball to start the second half, right? Or is it Northwest? Northwest gets the ball. So
yes.
Yeah. So Matt, you got some scores over there before we take we're going to take a 2-minute break down our network lines here after we get them.
Well, I think the big one here is Southeast Polk is only up on Ankeny Centennial 10-7 into the second quarter.
Okay.
So kind of and I don't know if that's a surprise, but it's, the Southeast Polk has been on a roll, and Centennials, we saw last week's an outstanding football team, so that should be a fun contest to watch. That's the only other score. Everything else is at zeros.
All right.
We got Ankeny is up 6-0 at Johnston.
Okay, that game is at Ankeny tonight, so that's a close one. That's also another CISN game up there at Ankeny High School. Again, our halftime score here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. It's second-ranked Dowling leading sixth-ranked Waukee Northwest by the score 21-10. Mark Hamadale, Matt Maindring, and we'll catch up with Mr. Clark at halftime from the Dowling office. So join us and stay tuned. If you're on watching on CISN, We got to do some quick makeup, I think, man. We'll do that. All right.
Takes more than makeup for us, Mark.
Back after this 2-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Hey, welcome back to Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. We're halftime. Dowling Catholic leading Waukee Northwest by the score of 21-10. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Maynard waiting for the rejoin. And we do have the rejoin from the CISN folks. We're joined by Terry Clark, who is the Director of Formation and Ministry, the Theology Department Chair at Dowling Catholic High School. Terry, welcome to halftime at Valley Stadium on a Friday night. And I'm glad you could join Mr. Maynard and I.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys having me up here.
So you know my brother.
I do know your brother. He gave me my start in ministry at St. Mary's Holy Cross in Elkhart, and we got along pretty well. So,
well, that makes one of us. That makes one of us.
I didn't have
He's
to grow up in a
watching
house
probably
with him,
right
you know.
now. Well, Terry, talk about your role at Dowling Catholic. I'm going to have Mr. Maynard do the follow-up questions because he knows better than I. But start with that.
Well, I started in the ministry and formation department about 7 years ago. Previous to that, I worked for your brother, but I also worked at Catholic Youth Camp. So for me, it's like a perfect balance of mixing two things that I love, young people and Jesus, and to bring those together. And so that's kind of my role in the school is to help our young people grow in their faith, but also the adults in the building, the teachers, Mr. Maindering, the rest of the faculty, and it's a great gig. I love it a lot.
Oh, great, Matt.
What are some of the opportunities our students have day to day at Dowling Catholic to enhance their faith life?
I think people would be surprised at how many things are actually going on, Matt. So every day we begin school with prayer. We end school with prayer. But even before school, we have a mass every morning. We're blessed to have two great priests on site all day long. And so we have mass before school. We have mass during prime time on days that we have prime time. And we have the extreme blessing of having Father Acree in the building to hear confessions all day. Most of our classes start with prayer. You know, we have retreats that happen throughout the course of the year. We have Utfeedum, which is a small group ministry. There's just so many things happening. We are truly living out our Catholic identity as a school.
And our students get these opportunities organically sometimes. I mean, they just, and it takes a lot of work behind the scenes, but it does make it work. Can you explain some of the retreats that we have for our students?
Sure. Yeah, we have a retreat for every grade at Dowling Catholic. So our freshmen, they have two retreats. So they go on a retreat called Metanoia, which is an overnight retreat at the St. Thomas Sports Center. But we also do a freshman day of welcome retreat, and that's coming up in just a week and a half here. We bring in a speaker from Louisiana, Mike Pautain, and he comes and he does a great job with our freshmen. And the theme for the day is get your heart in the game. And so everything we do has to do with faith at the school. So how do we get them invited and encouraged into the faith to live that every single day?
What are some of the faith-based events coming up at Dowling here in the future? Because I know I have the Dowling calendar. Mr. Maynard made sure I had one before I left. And there are a lot of events. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, so coming up in October, we'll have Grandparents Mass, which is always a very exciting day at Dowling Catholic. I know our students just love to have grandparents come in. So if you're a grandparent out there and you're considering coming, please do come, because it makes the day incredibly special. And as I just mentioned, we have the freshman retreat coming up, and we do have other retreats for our sophomores called Quest, and we have our big retreat Kairos for our juniors, and then also Radix for seniors. But just a couple other cool things that have happened this year already. Father Reed Flood went around and blessed every room of the school with Father James Downey, and they did a Eucharistic procession around the school and stopped at the different entrances of the school to bless those doors. So we got a lot happening, a lot of really cool things. It's a great time to be a Maroon.
And we got adoration that goes on all day long in our building. There's always someone in our chapel, and people have volunteered, and I didn't think it would happen, but it happened. We have people that volunteer all day long for a half hour or hour blocks. Is that right, Terry?
Yeah, that's correct. And I'm glad you brought that up, because we have so many things going on. Sometimes it's easy to forget. Yeah. So if that is something that interests you as well, you can sign up to come into the school, into the chapel, and pray for our students and pray for our community, which is incredible. Another thing that we will have coming up in November, early November, is we'll celebrate All Souls Day at the Maroon Memorial. All of our students will go out there and pray for our brothers and sisters of the school community who have passed.
We're visiting with Terry Clark. He's the Director of Formation and Ministry at Dowling Catholic High School. Out of the Theology Department, he's also the Chair. We're here at halftime. Dowling leading Waukee Northwest 21-10 at halftime. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, and Terry, got to ask you, you look at all the things that happen at Dowling. They have a great reputation of service in the community. Talk a little about that, because I know my daughter's all lined up with that, and she's just a sophomore. But what a great opportunity for these students.
It's one of the coolest things that we do, and I think sometimes people think of it as a hoop to jump through, that we require these hours. But really the awesome part is service is transformational, and that's really why we do it. We want our students to be transformed, that when they go out and help our brothers and sisters, that they come to know Jesus more deeply. And that's something we don't shy away from with that. Is it actually is a benefit to us to further the kingdom, and to do that out in our community is incredibly special. We put thousands and thousands of hours into the community of service. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars of value to those organizations through our service hours, which is really cool. We'll have more than 100 seniors every year who will get our service cord, which is over 210 hours of service, which is amazing.
That is certainly it. Matt?
And let's talk about, you mentioned what we do for our faculty and staff. And so one thing we added last year was a retreat we did in January, and then maybe go from there to our service day that we do as a faculty as well.
Yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking to put on that that retreat last year. I'm sure you can agree, right?
Yes.
But it was cool. So for us to have people in our building to give witnesses of their own faith, it was really impactful. To spend that time together to grow and to pray as a community was really cool. And we're going to do it again this January. And leading up to that, we have what we call Faith Journey. Every school in the diocese does that, but really those are very impactful sessions that our other faculty put on for each other about the faith and how we grow in it. And then we do, as a faculty, as Mr. Maindring mentioned, a day of service right before spring break. Our faculty gets out into the community, and we do the same work that we invite our kids to do, which is a really great witness, and it's really good for our faculty as well.
Terry, talk about the staff that's in the theology department. I know Father Reed Flood is in there, but there's more faculty members, and you lead the way with that.
Yeah, so we have two things. We have Ministry and Formation, which is myself, Father Reed, Christy Sheaf, who's been around for a great time. She's really, just a special member of the community. She does so much that people don't realize, and so I always try and remind myself not to take her for granted, because she's incredible. We also have a New Freedom department, which is a small group ministry. So we have Addie Magruder and Ryland Jones and Kirby Power. And then we have, 11 great theology teachers who put their heart and soul into bringing the faith to our students. So Father James Downey's in that group as well. Diane Thier, Eric Smith, Ray Metz. The list goes on and on. It's a really special group.
Matt, is that a department you got to watch?
Yeah, I tell you what.
There's some names on there.
I want to go and participate in the classes. You know, a class like apologetics. You know, you go in there and you just hear our kids, peer ministry, a class that Terry leads, and you're creating faith leaders. You know, and it is our thing. You know, leaders for life centered on Christ, and it's more than lip service. I mean, it is what we're trying to create for our students, and with that, walk our faculty in their faith journey. And you know, it's not all of them are Catholic, but I like to say they all know why we're there, and they have that faith-filled component in them, and it's when it all comes together, it's fun to watch.
That's what makes us special, really, to be able to share that faith with each other is incredible, and I think that's why our theology department loves to teach in the school, is they get to share that with our students, and it's really authentic and it's beautiful.
And they make it accessible.
Yeah.
You know, they make it so kids aren't you know, it's not something that they should be apprehensive about or anything else to make it fear. You know, and one of our football coaches, Coach Andre Meeks, he's one of our best, you know, he's one of those theology teachers that just is a magnet and draws kids to their faith.
One of the best humans alive.
Yeah, that's what my wife said when we went on the parent mini tour night at Dowling, and I said, okay, you met 8 teachers. Which ones you like? Mr. Meeks.
Mr. Meeks.
Yeah. And I told him that, and I just shook my head. I said, she didn't know him from anywhere, loved him. So that's it. We're visiting with Terry Clark. He is the theology department chair at Dowling and the director of faith formation and ministry. And Terry, anything you want to leave us before we get to the second half? What do you want our listeners and viewers to know?
Just, thanks again for having me on. And I just want to welcome you if you, again, want to join us for adoration. But just look into all the great things that we're doing at Dowling. I know sometimes people are unsure of how Catholic of a school are. And we are a great Catholic school, but we are a Catholic school that's accessible to anyone who wants to come to Dowling. We work really hard to make sure our transfer students from public schools are integrated into the school and a part of the faith as well. So if it's something you're considering, come check it out.
Did you have more fun working at Dowling than you were with my brother? And that's not a trick question either.
I love working at Dowling. It's been the highlight of my career, and I've had some incredible jobs over the years.
That's the right answer. Love that. Remember that, Mr. Manger.
I got it.
He picked Dowling over the guy in Ankeny.
Hopefully they like having me too.
They do. Thank you, Terry, for being with
Thanks
us
for
here.
having me.
Yep,
Again,
thanks, Terry.
Our halftime score, Dowling 21, Waukee Northwest 10. Our guest has been Terry Clark at Dowling Catholic High School. We appreciate all he does. Along with Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale. We'll be back with more. We have the halftime stats coming up after this 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Valley Stadium is getting ready to start the second half here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Maindring, John Scheidel, both teams on the field as Dowling leads at 21-10. Our first half statistics here, Matt. We'll run through these real quick as Dowling had 16 carries for 68 yards on the ground, while Northwest had 24 carries, 98 yards on the ground. Dowling and Northwest averaged just over 4 yards a carry. The Maroons with 168 yards of total offense. Northwest with 163 yards of total offense. The Wolves with 1 turnover. Dowling was 1 for 4 on third down conversions. Waukee Northwest 6 out of 9 in conversions. Dowling was 1 for 1 in fourth down conversions, as was Waukee Northwest. Now individually, for Dowling, Dante Cataldo 9 out of 10 passing for 100 yards. Will Leifger 2 catches for 45 yards. Curtis Horace 3 catches for 29 yards. Hank Brown, 2 catches for 16 yards, and Trey Wilson, 1 catch for 9 yards. Dante Cataldo, 7 carries, 38 yards. Rashad Davis, 9 carries, 30 yards. For Waukee Northwest, quarterback Sam Johnson, 5 out of 8 passing for 65 yards and an interception. Maverick Inman has been his leading receiver, 3 catches for 57 yards. Will Retz, 1 catch for 4 yards. And tight end Gavin Schaller, 1 catch for 4 yards. Leading rusher for Waukee Northwest, as we expected, the quarterback, Sam Johnson, 13 carries, 75 yards. Ryan Woodruff, 6 carries for 15 yards, and Caleb James, 5 catches for 8 yards. So that is a look at the first half numbers. Let's bring in the Fawnlanders in here, Timmy and Matt. And we got the microphone with Timmy. What'd you think of that first half, bud?
It was really exciting.
What was your favorite play?
Probably the Tim Tebow pass.
Your dad called that
Yeah.
one. I forgot about him. You know that I kind of put him in the, but that was right. Tim Tebow pass to Will Leifker, Dowling touchdown, right?
Yeah.
What are the keys in the second half, champ? Keys in the second half. What's Dowling got
What's
to
going
do?
to help Dowling win tonight?
They're passing and running game.
Balanced attack,
Balanced
Coach.
attack. That's right.
They did that up at Sheldon every once in a while.
Would throw the ball? Yeah, it was occasional. Yes.
All right.
Throw the football.
Hey, Matt, swinging over here. You're. We want to get this on the air because we're on the live stream now. But
All right.
You're in the Catholic Football League. Tomorrow
Yes.
morning you have games going on.
So-
we had Andy Jepson on last week, the president.
Yes. All right. So yeah, tomorrow the 3rd grade team. We are the Broncos this year. No, I know that's typically HT or either the Colts year
yep.
in and year out, but this year we are the Broncos. So we have 10 kids from HT, 2 from St. Pius, and 1 from St. Joe's, and it's been a good group.
And you play what time tomorrow?
9 o'clock.
Against?
We are playing the Vikings, and I'm not sure who the Vikings, what school they are, but we're on the real turf tomorrow morning. So we're over on the practice field just south of the tennis courts.
The kids have special cleats and shoes for the turf, or they just wear their cleats?
Football cleats or baseball cleats are the same thing.
There you go. All right. What do you think this first half? What do you think about this?
It's a great view. It's gives you a different point of view from seeing the game up here so high. So.
Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you what, high school football is a thing here in Iowa. For those that aren't from Iowa, the state of Iowa, this is the thing on Friday nights.
Yes,
The crowds, the tailgating, the atmosphere. And as Matt can attest, school spirit is cranked up a notch or two with the enthusiasm in the hallways.
It is. And, and we talk about things like this a lot, I know. But tonight we had the band out here. We had the all-school band before the game. And then we saw the band at halftime do their performance, their mad scientist thing. But, again, on any given football Friday night, there are well over 300 kids engaged in some way at a home game, and then we got about 600-700 of them in the crowd.
That's right. Timmy, got anything to say before we start? Any thoughts? Go ahead. Nothing? Oh, I can't believe that. So you got to say
I'd
something.
say he's pretty natural with that mic in his hand.
Yeah, I know. We're getting him ready. John Chido, are you still down there? You got any comments from the sidelines?
I am, Mark. We're just talking about that 20-play drive that lasted 9 minutes. I mean, that was unbelievable. And I was talking to Doc Zach a little bit about, Dowling defense needs to get off the field and contain Sam Johnson, who, if he gets out of that pocket, he's tough to bring down because he's so quick and fast. And he's got that first step to the right or left, and then he's upfield. So.
All right, Dowling kicking off. And thank you, John, for that report as we're underway here in the second half. As the ball goes into the end zone, touchback, and it'll be Waukee Northwest with the football, Matt, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. So after holding the ball for the final 9 minutes of the first half, they get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
They get a chance to double up before Dowling even touches the football. And Dowling was able to take advantage of the 2 turnovers in the first half and turn those into touchdowns, which is, essentially the difference in the ball game right now.
And on first down, they put it on the ground. The handoff is to the tailback. And they're using 2 of them. This one is Caleb James, who got the handoff, as they've used him and Ryan Woodruff. And he gets across the 25 up to the 27, gain of 7.
Off tackle on the left side there, and broke a couple tackles, and Dylan Manning comes through and cleans it up.
2nd down, 3 for Waukee Northwest. Johnson still at quarterback, low snap, but picks it up. Now wants to run across the 30. He's got the first down at the 35 and finally brought down at the Northwest 43-yard line. Nice run that time by Sam Johnson, and he's given Dowling fits. He is their leading ball carrier, the quarterback for Waukee Northwest.
Lucas Scigliano there, as he comes through and makes the tackle. You're exactly right, Mark. Right now, this offense has taken advantage of our defense and has done a ball control job, and they're going to run the football until we stop them.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Klein Electric and Catholic United Financial. Johnson on the run. Ball is tipped in the air, and it's incomplete. Knocked down by one of the two guys chasing him, Matt. Pass falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That was, I think it was Owen Pins in pursuit there, but Zach Smid from that linebacker spot was coming up on the play and was able to get his hands up and knock that football up in the air. A little bit of a lollipop hanging there for a while, but it came down.
2nd and 10 for Waukee Northwest. Landon Kennan, the left tackle. Nick Macbeth, the left guard. Cole McIntyre's the center. Amir Mujic is the right guard, and Malcolm Mutai is the senior right tackle. Here's the snap, and read option. Johnson keeps it and gets up to the 40-yard line. Faked the handoff to Caleb James, who was running left to right, and he kept it right over left guard and tackle up to the 40, gain of 2.
This is about adjustments now. Which teams went in and made the adjustments? Right there, they tried to go left. They pulled 2 guys from the right side to the left side. Johnson following up the middle, and Dowling did a pretty good job of stopping that play up at the line of scrimmage. As we see right now, we've got Bobo, Beaver, and Kiwi Ford in there.
All right, 2 receivers to the left, one of them in motion, and back to throw is Johnson. Fires over the middle. The pass is behind the intended receiver, Michael Dunnigan, incomplete at the 48-yard line at Dowling. That'll bring up 4th and 8 for the Wolves.
Yeah, Sam is disappointed with himself there, because that was one he went back because that ball was thrown. He was open, a little bit low, and Dowling forces them to punt.
And that is something that was much needed. Dowling defense getting off the field. Zach Smith, number 9, and Matt Kerner, number 8, back to punt is due to the injury to Trey Wilson. Trey's back, but he's not punt returning. The ball is going to bounce in front of the receiver, and it'll bounce inside the 20, and the Wolves will down at the 15. So that's where Dowling will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. 10 minutes, 11 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter, and Dowling leading 21-10. That was our score at halftime. Let's go down to John Cheidel. And Johnny, finally, the Dowling defense off the field.
Yeah, and they did a nice job of containing Sam Johnson. When he flushes that pocket or gets outside that pocket, you have to contain him. And they did a nice job on that 2nd series, keeping him in the pocket, making him throw the ball where he's not comfortable. And Dowling's defense, like you mentioned, Mark, was able to get off the field there.
All right, Ian Middleton comes out as a fullback for Dowling. Rashad Davis in the backfield. Quarterback is Dante Cataldo as a pistol formation, handoff to Rashad Davis, and he gets into the secondary, spins out of a tackle, and finally down to the 25-yard line. And he found a quick opener there, Matt, on the left side. Kyle Rockers and Joe Freilach, left tackle and left guard, opened up a pretty nice hole before it closed.
They did, and I think it was outside of the snap right before half. That was like the first offensive play in well over 45 minutes probably.
And they're saying it's a 1st down carry for Rashad. Yeah. Yes, they were.
Rashad kind of got thrown to the ground a little bit awkwardly there, and he comes up a little bit with a little bit of a limp, and so that'll put Zach Smith, I believe, into the backfield for the Maroons. Hunter Smith on the tackle for Waukee Northwest.
So Smith, the 6-foot senior, in at tailback, wearing number 9. Ian Middleton, the fullback, back to throw Cataldo. Fires over the middle, and he's got a man open, and it's caught. Caught for the 1st down. Curtis Horace with the reception up near the 48-yard line. Pretty pass that time from Cataldo, and Horace had one-on-one coverage.
He did, and that was a great pass from Dante. He put some smoke in that ball, and Horace caught it in traffic, and just well-executed run pass, or pass and run there for the Maroons.
24-yard catch, 1st down Dowling at their own 49-yard line. 9.5 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Dowling 21, Waukee Northwest 10. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandring, John Chido, and the CISN crew in here tonight. Smith gets the handoff left side, looking for a hole, and he bowls his way, shows his strength in his leg, down to the Wolves' 47-yard line, a pickup of 4.
And when you have such a dynamic runner like Rashad Davis, and you've got this Waukee defense so keyed up on that tonight, that when Zach Smith comes into the ball game now, it changes some of what their, I'm sure, what their calls and what they're doing for adjustments, because Zach is more of a downhill runner. And so this is going to change the dynamics of things, and you're seeing Dowling throw the ball just a little bit more.
So Schmidt picks up 4 yards. They'll bring up 2nd and 6 Dowling. Play clock at 10 seconds. And here's the snap. Cataldo out of the shotgun. Throws right. Pass is caught by Horace, and he's out of bounds. And they'll keep the clock winding at the 43, a gain of 4.
Horace does a good job of catching the ball. Couldn't quite shake the defender there. So it was a good tackle by the Wolves. And you see Horace is getting some attention, because all the attention usually goes to Hank. And so now this creates some balance for the Maroons as they take advantage of it.
It's 3rd and 2 for the Maroons. Dowling at the northwest 43-yard line. Pistol formation. And a little quick fake, and the pass is caught, and that's Curtis Horace, and he finally gets loose down the near sideline and run out of bounds at the 25-yard line of Waukee Northwest. Great pass and a great move after the catch.
It was. You're exactly right, Mark. Horace caught the ball for enough for a first down, puts a juke on and makes a move and gets by the Northwest defender, and then Harry Linen has to come along and clean things up.
18-yard reception, first down Dowling at the Waukee Northwest 25-yard line. Rashad Davis back in the lineup. Maroons will send out 1 receiver to the left, 1 to the right, and they'll use a fullback. And the handoff goes to Rashad right over center and leans down, penalty flag down, and Rashad goes down at the 22. So initially a 3-yard gain, but this may be coming back.
This is thrown in the way of a face mask. Yeah, so let's see what the call is here.
And they're gonna,
I think it's a face mask call.
Official is Scott Brown, and you're right, face mask on Northwest. So Davis will get a 3-yard carry, and then they'll tack on some more.
This is just a 5-yard variety, so not a grasp, but a hands on the face mask type of situation.
So they'll move the ball down to the Waukee Northwest 17-yard line on the 5-yard walk-off, as you mentioned. They have the option 5 or 15 in high school. Now the pistol formation, 1st and 2 for Dowling. Handoff Davis, he's got the first down. Gets inside the 10, down to about the 9-yard line. He'll pick up 7 yards and a Dowling first down.
Great block in there by Joe Freilich, I believe. Without the replay, I couldn't tell, but it looked like Joe Freilich pulled on that play and led Rashad Davis up the hole and got to the linebacker that allowed Rashad Davis to get the extra yards there. You've got to have a hat on Chase Lamb every play. You've got to identify where he's at and get a lid on him.
Gain of 8. It's 1st and goal Dowling at the 9 of Waukee Northwest. 2 receivers left, tied in on the right. Here's the snap. Cataldo fakes the handoff, and the pass is thrown into a crowd. It's caught by Horace, and he's diving towards the end zone down at the 1-yard line. Gain of 8.
Gain of 8, and that's a nice catch there for Curtis, and he's thinking, I should have been in the end zone. And just a half-yard more. And Dowling was lucky there. The Wolves almost got that ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and so great execution on that little, what I would call more like a receiver screen.
Are we going to see the Tim Tebow jump pass here?
I don't think we'll see it twice.
All right, 2 tight ends. Cataldo out of the shotgun, 2 receivers right. They give to Rashad Davis, and he's tripped up into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown Dowling, and Rashad Davis from a yard out. And the Maroons have tacked down another score. They lead it 27-10 with 6 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and what a drive by the Maroons that started back at their own 15-yard line.
They were well rested, and they came out, and that's a signature drive right there, and showed the dynamics of this offense on the execution between pass and run and what they're able to do, and schematically done well.
All right, the snap by Wyatt Jones, the hold by Jack Jepson. Schumacher in, Andrew attempting another extra point, ball down, kick up. And it is good. Maroons lead it 28-10 here in the 3rd quarter with just under 6 minutes to play. We'll take a timeout from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V-Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Okay, we're back here at Valley Stadium. Here's the kickoff by Schumacher, fielded by Northwest at the 7. Across the 15-20, still on his feet is the return man, and that is their outstanding junior, Josiah DeYoung on the return. Carries it all the way past the 35 up to the 36-yard line. And that's where the Wolves will have it 1st and 10. But John Chidos will go down to you on the Dowling sideline. 85-yard drive by the Maroons, capped off by Rashad Davis, 1-yard run. And keep in mind, Rashad was out for part of that series.
Yeah, and the tempo, Mark, of the Dowling's offense was fantastic there. They were able to get in that groove and make some nice short passes and then complete one over the middle and able to establish that inside run, which they weren't able to do successfully as much in that first half.
That is true. And now here's a running play by their tailback, Ryan Woodruff. Penalty flag down. Woodruff goes down as the Wolves start back at their own 36-yard line, but it's going to come back, Matt, a penalty on the play.
Yeah, we got a hold on the edge there, and you could see it. It was they held the contained man as he bounced that play outside. The play was originally designed to go inside. He bounces it outside, and the edge guy got held by for the Maroons, and so I'll march this the other way. So again, a spot foul, so where the flag lands, they'll mark a 10 the opposite direction.
This will be approximately 1st and 20 on the play. All right, Timmy, Holy Trinity guy, 3rd grader. What do you think thus far?
I think both teams are doing pretty good.
Who's going to win, the defense or the offense?
So far, the Dowling offense has been doing really, really good.
Your dad doesn't like that because he's a defensive coordinator for you, so you better be careful. You might need a ride home. 1st and 20 for the Wolves, back on their own 26-yard line. Timmy Fonlander with us tonight, and his dad Matt. And a quick pass to the near side. Nice catch that time by the receiver, Maverick Inman, and he's been loose a few times. He is their leading receiver and their tallest receiver.
Yeah, and Parker Pearson did a good job there. They got the 10 yards back on the hold on that play. Parker kept him in front of him, came up and made a stop to make sure there were no yards after catch.
So they'll spot the ball down at the 35, gain of 9, as you mentioned. Got some of the penalty yards back on that 10-yard holding penalty. And now Johnson back to throw for Northwest, rolls to his right, fires right, and passes incomplete, looking for his big receiver once again, Maverick Inman. And he dropped the football right about the 40-yard line. I don't know if that was a catchable ball, but it was certainly in the area.
That was a dangerous throw. There was a lot of traffic in there as he threw back against his body. And in pursuit was Will Ringwelski. And he almost got a hand on Johnson, but Johnson threw that ball in dangerous territory. It was fortunate it wasn't picked off.
It was a 3rd and 11 for Northwest. Johnson out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to his right. And Woodruff stays in the backfield. Johnson moves to his right. Ball is thrown back against the grade and almost intercepted by Dowling Catholic at about the 40-yard line there, Matt. It'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Lucas Scigliano's going to be seeing that ball all night. He's going to think that one was coming in and he was going to get it.
You may hear a little bit about that later on. We'll see.
What do you think, Johnny?
That's why his dad says he plays defense.
That's right. Well, his dad's on your side running the sideline crew. Must be a reason why he's not with the chain gang. They got to put him across, so that could be a Scigliano thing. I don't know. All right, Northwest in the punt. And end over end punt by Dowling. They called a fair catch very nicely as Smith calls a fair catch. Should be Dowling football right about their own 36-yard line with 4:35 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Dowling leading 28-10 over Northwest. We'll go back down to John Chida. We won't get a laugh out of him. They'll break down the last series. Good defense by the Maroons, Johnny. They're really starting to contain But as Coach Wilson likes to do, make the other team one-dimensional.
Yeah, when you can contain Sam Johnson, like we keep mentioning, and make him throw on the run where he's uncomfortable, or keep him in the pocket, good things happen. And I'm watching Lucas Gigliano. He does a nice job getting guys in position defensively. He's just that extra coach on the field, getting guys in the right spots.
And I was going to say too, Johnny, that wasn't an easy catch. I mean, he was running one way and the ball was coming back towards him. So,
So ignore what his dad said about that's why he's playing defense.
Yeah, maybe.
Couldn't turn him into a tight end.
I don't want to give Luca too hard of a time because he's having a good night.
Yes,
he's having a good
night.
Yes.
Despite his dad, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, Rashad was the ball carrier, Rashad Davis, and he lost a yard back to the 35, so they'll bring up 2nd and 11 Dowling. Pistol formation for Dante Cataldo at quarterback. Gives the handoff to Rashad Davis, and he kind of blasts through a little hole there on the left side. Left guard and center, and it's up to about the 43-yard line to pick up an 8 and bring up 3rd down and about 3 yards.
And they're going to go hurry up here because they think they have a little momentum and to get this push.
Now, handoff again, and Rashad nowhere to go, and he's just going to break it down there, and down he goes. Forward progress back at the Dowling 35. He'll lose 8 on the play. Good pursuit by the white shirts there of Waukee Northwest Wolves. They were all over that.
Carter Blakely did an outstanding job right there, and Davis is used to getting out in space, making a couple moves, making some people miss, and getting the yards, and the Wolves are going to not have any of it right there.
Mark that down. A loss of 8 and a loss of 1 in the same series for Rashad Davis. Haven't seen that too much. Dowling will be forced to punt. They'll bring in Zach Smith, averaging about 37.5 yards a punt. Low snap, but he gets it away. High spirally kick, and it's fielded and drop. Penalty flag down. We're going to have fair catch interference maybe on Dowling. Yeah, they're going to get the Maroons. Jacob Kruger was the first one down there, and he made contact with the receiver. Obviously, the ball was muffed. Dowling may have recovered, but I think Northwest will retain possession after they get this sorted out with our officiating crew led by Scott Brown tonight.
It was really close. The timing of it was such that it was really close. And but I think you're right. They're going to call interference and not giving him enough space.
We'll let them sort that out. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear along with Mercy One and the Catholic Tuition Organization. We'll try to pick this up. Yeah, Northwest will retain possession, as we thought, as fair catch interference penalty on the Maroons. Don't forget, we'll have the post-game show here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN following the game. John Chida will catch up with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic and maybe a player or two. And they'll mark the penalty against Dowling.
1st and 10 from the Wolves 47.
And it'll be 1st and 10 from Northwest's 47-yard line with 2:43 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Now Johnson back to throw, and a high throw and a crossing route. Pass is incomplete to Will Retz coming from the right side. Well defended by Dowling, but Retz kind of took a page out of Dante Cataldo's playbook and did the quick hitter on the quick slant.
Yeah, he did, and they weren't able to get that, and good coverage out there by Jake Kruger on that play, and he had help over the top from the safety, and Waukee has to take a few shots here. There's no doubt about it.
So Waukee Northwest, 2nd and 10, and this time Johnson keeps it. He stood up back at the 47-yard line. No gain. It brings up 3rd and 10 for the Wolves, and the Maroons are really starting to contain the young quarterback.
They are. Kiwi Fort there on the stop for the Maroons, and just came and just like he ran into a wall, and they really have contained him, as Johnny said earlier, in this second half.
Dowling defense out there, Zach Smith, Dylan Manning, Lucas Gigliano, and Matt Hanton, the linebackers. Ryan Bobo, Isaac, and his twin brother Mason Beaver, on the defensive line, and Kiwi Ford, as you mentioned. Now Johnson back to throw, fires the ball out. The pass is caught and out of bounds with the catch, but shy of the 1st down is the receiver, Elliott Combe, the backup wide receiver. Now it'll bring up 4th down for the Wolves.
Be interesting to see what they do here. They got a 4th and long, 4th and 6, and that was Gabe Reinhardt and Parker Pearson on the stop there after the catch, and then they do send the punt team out. It's a little early at this point, thinking that Coach is probably thinking maybe Kapatich is thinking a little too early yet to go for it.
Yeah, under 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Let's see if
we got a fake. They are going to get the swinging gate here.
Just like they do in the extra point. Nothing happens till the center touches the ball. Now we got a timeout called by Waukee Northwest, and we'll take one with them. Minute 58 to go, third quarter. Dowling 28 and Waukee Northwest 10. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandering, John Chido, and the Funlanders here tonight. We'll take a break on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
It's the DeArmond Ford Indianola kickoff event. Score big on a new F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 66 months plus $3,750 rebate. Get charged up with a Mach-E and lease for $449 a month. All Americans Ford Escape and Edge. New Edge for $399 a month flex buy. And the new Escape, 2.9% for 75 months plus $500 rebate. Join our winning team at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Let it go.
Punt down to the Browns. 5-yard line, 44-yard punt.
Key Northwest goes inside the 10, down to the 5. That's where the Dowling offense will take over. First and 10 from their own 5-yard line. Minute 46 to go here in the third quarter. Dowling leading 28-10, and let's go down the Dowling sideline to John Chido. A lot of decision that time. Johnny cost Northwest a timeout, and they end up punting the ball.
Yeah, they did the shift, and if you have like 4th and 2, 4th and 3, and the way Dowling set up on it, there's no way you're going to be able to outrun the linebackers to get 8 yards. So then they called the timeout, and they come out, and it looks like they're going to go for it, and it was a quick punt, which worked out good for Waukee Northwest because they're able to pin the Dowling offense deep in their own territory.
All right, Johnny, thanks for that update. John Chido on the Dowling sideline tonight. And here's Maroons lurking near their own end zone. Hand off to Rashad Davis. He gets loose, got the first down across the 15, and finally falls forward to about the 18-yard line. And Timmy Funlander, what do you think of the Maroon running attack tonight? Starting to open up a little bit for Rashad Davis. You ever met Rashad? You haven't. He might be out there tomorrow.
It's been a pretty good game so far.
Yeah. What do you think of how Rashad runs?
He's a pretty good running back.
You guys have anybody like that on your team?
Me.
You're running back? I thought you played defense for your dad.
I do both.
Okay, here's a hand. They fake the handoff to him. Who else? Dante Cataldo keeps the football. Well, you better be ready tomorrow, and you also got to play defense. All right, you got to back to live action here. Minute 13 to go, and Cataldo right up the gut.
Yeah, they're going to call it back with a hold.
And I saw the yellow hanky out there, so that's never good. And that'll bring it back. Where they're going to spot this from because they'll move it back. I want to mention tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Dental Associates. A reminder, the Iowa Catholic Radio Fall Fundraiser is the end of this month, September 21st to the 29th. Our goal is $200,000 for operations at the radio station, and matching dollars are available. Your gift is tax deductible and appreciated. All right, they move the ball back to the 12-yard line after a wipe out a nice run by Dante Cataldo. He's go with trips to the right, and they're going to give it to Rashad Davis. He's looking for a little bit of a seam, can't find it, and he may have gotten a yard, if that, up to the 13. They'll bring up second and very long.
Jack Vineyard on the stop for the Wolves says there was nothing on that left side of the line that time for Rashad Davis. And right now, Dowling's sitting here trying to eat the clock a little bit, but you don't want to get in that mindset yet with a full quarter to go.
So Davis gains a yard. It's up second and 16. Dowling back on their own 13-yard line, leading 28-10. Final 25 seconds of the third quarter. On play action, Cataldo over the middle, and he overthrew everybody. Incomplete. He was kind of thrown into double coverage there. because the intended receiver that time might have been Matthew Kerner, had an escort to the middle of the field.
He did, and probably a good thing he overthrew that thing. He threw it where only Matt can go get it. Matt's got a little length to him, and he's able to go up and extend and get that and just out of his reach. And that ball had a little zip on it as well.
Yes, it did. All right, the Maroons now will bring in two receivers to the right, two to the left. Trey Wilson, slot left. Keep an eye on him. Davis in the backfield and Cataldo calling signals. Here's a snap. Dante back to throw. Now wants to get outside the pocket. He does. He's finally run out of bounds on the far sideline at the Northwest bench, right around the 18-yard line. Gain of 5. It'll bring up fourth down for the Maroons.
I really like that decision by Dante. He didn't see anything open. He get the pocket was getting a little dirty. There was a lot of traffic in there, and he just decided not to force it downfield. He knew he wasn't going to run for the first down, but he got some yards, so the punter's not standing in the end zone.
All right, so Schmidt in to punt for the Maroons. Again, averaging 37.5 yards on the season is Zach. And waiting the snap. With 13 seconds to go, this might be the final play of the third quarter. An over-end kick, and it's fielded, fair catch signal for at the 46-yard line by Waukee Northwest. So they'll have it with 6 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and Dowling leading 28-10. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. I think this is the first time all year Johnny's been on the Dowling sideline on the home side. Take it away, Mr. Chido.
That worked out for Waukee Northwest with that quick punt, the Penn Dowling's defense. And then when you get behind the chains with penalties, it changes your whole dynamic of what your play calling is, and it's tough to make up those yards, especially when you have these fast linebackers that are quick to the football that Waukee Northwest has.
Yeah, Woodruff gets the carry. Thank you, John, for that report. So Woodruff, the Northwest ball carrier, and that'll take us right to the quarter break. So when we return, it'll be second down and 5 for Northwest right at midfield. Our score at the end of three quarters of play, Waukee Northwest trailing Dowling Catholic by the score 28-10 here at Valley Stadium. Back after this timeout here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
It's the DeArmond Ford Indianola kickoff event. Score big on a new F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 66 months plus $37.50 rebate. Get charged up with a Mach-E and lease for $449 a month. All Americans Ford Escape and Edge. New Edge for $399 a month flex buy. And the new Escape 2.9% for 75 months plus $500 rebate. Join our winning team at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium, underway here in the fourth quarter. Waukee Northwest with the football and a downfield pass that is caught by the receiver over 2 Dowling defenders, and it's a first and goal Waukee Northwest at the 6-yard line. What a catch, Matt.
That was a catch, and the defender, or the receiver got a step on Jake Kruger, and Jake made up some ground right there at the end, but through the hands and into his hands, and great execution there.
Down to the 6-yard line, so a 43-yard pass to Maverick Inman, and now Johnson will keep the football. Waukee quarterback bowls his way in the end zone. He scores. Nice run that time by Sam Johnson. Just when he turned the corner there right in front of the boundary, he cut upfield, and he went and scored from 6 yards out, and now all of a sudden Northwest has cut the Dowling lead to 28-16 pending the extra point.
Yeah, that was 2 quick plays and boom, and they're back in the ball game here, and to make this, the offense is going to have to come back on the field and put together a drive.
Well, the extra point attempt for the Wolves, Aiden Goosefaw, number 21, to attempt the extra point. The hold will be from Julian Sweeney, and the long snapper is Chase Lamb, and the ball is up and good. So the score now is Dowling 28, Waukee Northwest 17. We'll take a break. Timeout on the field with the score. Dowling 28, Northwest 14. Back after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Joe Palmer will kick off for the Wolves. Trey Wilson back deep.
Valley Stadium, kickoff by Waukee Northwest, goes into the end zone. Touchback. And first down Dowling at their own 20-yard line. 11:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. Dowling leading 28-17. And John Chido, the game is still being played, and Northwest goes quickly. 3 plays, 46 yards, capped off by quarterback Sam Johnson's touchdown run.
Yeah, and it was a nice setup with that pitch and catch that Sam threw. It hit him right in the numbers in stride there, and the defensive back was able, or the receiver was able to create space from the Dowling defender, able to make that catch and throw, and then Sam Johnson using his feet, able to break that pocket and get out on the edge, and he's hard to stop. So we go back to the short field position, and Northwest is able to capitalize.
We got a couple score updates. We'll give it after this play. First down Dowling at their own 20-yard line. Cataldo in the pistol formation, fakes the handoff to Rashad Davis. Pass is caught. Little high pass, but he went up and got it, climbed the ladder across the 25, and yards after catch on that, Matt. Gets across up to about the 29-yard line.
I believe that was Curtis Horace again. Yeah, on the bottom of the pile there. That little slip screen that they're doing out there on the right side, or on the 3 receiver side, is having an impact, and they're able to take advantage of it.
All right, some scores. It's Ankeny leading Johnston 9-7. Late in the third quarter, and Southeast Polk leading 17-14 with 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Now here is Cataldo. He'll keep the football. Down the far sideline he goes, and he finally is grabbed by the jersey, spun out of bounds and way out of bounds at the 44-yard line, and a first down Maroons.
Nice play by Dante. Good read there as the opening was right there in front of him. He did the read option and took off with it, saw the crease, and he can accelerate. He can get from 0 to 100 in a hurry and exploded down the sideline. But they're bringing that back. They're calling a hold.
Holding on Dowling. So, as we mentioned, Southeast Polk has taken the lead over Ankeny Centennial in a close game, 17-14. Rams over Centennial, 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Appreciate those scores. And a holding penalty will push Dowling back to the 19-yard line.
Second and 11 from the 19.
Makes it 2nd and 11. It would have been a first down by a long ways, and now you get 2nd and 11.
Maroons go with 3 receivers, the bottom of your screen, 2 at the top, empty backfield, and no tight ends. Back to throw Cataldo. Fires the ball out, and nice individual effort that time as Austin Ort steps in front of the play and blows it up, incomplete, as it's knocked away by the defender for Northwest.
Yeah, really good play by Ort as he broke that little out pattern up as Dante put some zip on that ball, and this is a big stand here for that Waukee Northwest defense.
All right, 3rd and 11 Dowling. Line of scrimmage, their own 19. 10.5 minutes remaining. Fourth quarter, the Maroons lead at 28-17. Here's the snap. Cataldo back to throw. Looking, fires to the right side. Pass is caught. And across the 30 up to about the 34-yard line. Out of bounds and a first down for the Maroons. And I'll tell you what, was that Rashad Davis?
No, that's Curtis Horace again.
Horace again, all right.
Yeah, and those two have a relationship right now. And what that was is that's one of those plays you're going past the stick 5 yards, curling back. He broke it off, came right back to it, and Dante hit him on the numbers. Well executed play.
First down, Dowling, and a big one at the 34-yard line of 15 yards on the play to Horace. Pistol formation, and they fake the handoff to Rashad Davis, and Dante keeps it and gets across the 35 to the 36-yard line, gain of 2.
The Maroons are content here to run the football for a little bit and chew some clock. But again, Coach Wilson wants more points. There's no doubt about it. And they're the nice pickup on first down with Dante on his read.
9:50 remaining, fourth quarter. Dowling 28, Waukee Northwest 17, and they'll send one receiver to the right, and that is Curtis Horace, number 3 for Dowling Catholic. Pistol formation, and one receiver in the slot for Dowling. Here's a snap. Cataldo will give it to Rashad Davis. He's loose in the secondary again across midfield, still on his feet. Across the 40 and down to the 38-yard line. Timmy, that's how you got to run tomorrow. You got to do that.
And great run there by Rashad. He found a little crease, and that's when Dante's running the football like that. He froze the defense on his hold, and it allows Davis to run through. And what I really like about Rashad at the end of that run, he got in traffic and put both arms over the football. He was not giving it up.
27-yard run, first down, Dowling from Rashad Davis. Approaching the 9-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. First and 10, Dowling from the 37-yard line of Northwest. Pistol formation, 2 receivers left. They give to Davis again. He puts his head down, runs to the right side over right guard and tackle as he followed Nate Agos and Isaiah Seymour and picked up a couple yards.
Keep an eye on this. I don't know, Johnny probably saw this too on that side, is they only had one defender on 2 receivers as they slid him inside, creating, essentially bringing 8 guys inside the box, and they had 1 on 2 out here on the edge.
Ball's on the 35-yard line, so a 2-yard gain for Davis. Dowling taking his time. They're going to use all that play clock. So you go from hurry up to slow down because you want to try to grind the clock. Pistol formation again. The give is to Rashad Davis right over the middle, and he bursts through, and he's near a first down. I think he got it. Down to the 26-yard line is all he needed to go.
He did. What I enjoy watching right there is he had his hand on the back side of the blocker in front of him, and then when he saw the crease, he explodes through it, leaps for the first down, and Dowling maintains possession.
So first and 10 Maroons from the Waukee Northwest 26-yard line. Under 8 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Dowling's record 3-0. They're ranked second in the Associated Press poll. Waukee Northwest with a record of 2-1, and they're tied for 6th in the Associated Press poll in their latest rankings in Class 5A. Handoff for Rashad Davis again, puts his head down, drags tacklers to the 20, a pickup of 6.
The thing about Rashad when he's going through the line there and he's getting that push, it doesn't allow anybody to get to his feet. And so as he's behind that line of scrimmage, there's no one down there because that offensive line is standing people up, getting a push, allowing him to fly through there. And again, right now, Coach Wilson, as you said, Mark, is willing to just grind this baby down to the goal line.
And you watch that play clock. They're not going to snap it anything over 10 seconds, I believe. They'll let this go down. Taldo out of the pistol formation, high snap, and he hands it off to Davis. And he's hit head on right over center and dropped, and he may have lost a yard. He did, back to the 21-yard line, but the clock continues to run. Both teams, Northwest with 2 timeouts remaining, Dowling with 3.
That was Hunter Smith on the stop there and meeting Rashad Davis right at the line of scrimmage. No chance to extend that play at all. And now Dowling's with the 3rd and 6. Big play call here. Big opportunity here for Waukee Northwest to get a stop, force either a field goal or a 4th down play for the Maroons.
So Horace is split out wide right, one receiver to the left, and that is Hank Brown. Pistol formation with Cataldo out of the shotgun. Here's a snap, and the give is to Rashad Davis, and nowhere to go but the line of scrimmage. So no gain of the play. Good defense that time by the Northwest Wolves.
Kind of surprised Waukee, you think, well, they've already used one, though. If they would have called timeout here, because Dowling's going to allow this clock to run all the way down, run almost a full minute off.
And they're going to attempt the field goal.
Yeah.
This will be the longest field goal of the year by Schumacher. They'll put the ball down at the 28. This will be a 38-yard field goal from right in the middle of the field, right to left towards the north end zone. Jack Jepson to hold, and Andrew Schumacher will attempt. Good snap, ball down, kick is high enough. It's long enough, and it is good. How about that? Andrew Schumacher, a 38-yard field goal. And Dowling now leads 31-17 with 5:36 remaining here in the fourth quarter. We'll take a 1-minute break and return. You're listening to Dowling Catholic Football here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.TV.
Andrew Schumacher will kick off for the Maroons. Josiah DeYoung 80, Carter Blakely 8, back deep for the Wolves. Touchback, 1st and 10 from the 20. Johnson pass incomplete, 2nd and 10 from the 20. Will Waukee on the coverage. Pass incomplete. Matthew Hanson on the coverage. 3rd and 10 from the 20. Pass complete to Will Rush. Zach Smith on the coverage on the tackle. 4th and 1 at the 29.
4th and 1 with 5 minutes left in the game. Dowling up 31-17. And Coach Corey Kapatic got to make a decision right now.
Yeah, he does. He's got his dad down there, Tom Kapatic, coached at Dowling for a little bit. And
there really isn't much decision here.
There isn't. 3 receivers left, 2 tight ends. And Johnson will keep it. He's got the first down across the 30 up to the 32-yard line. Yeah, no question about that. They had to go for it.
We've got a late flag on this.
So Johnson picks up the first down, but there may be some other things happening as it moves the ball up to the 32-yard line and give him a gain of 3.
Something happened in the pile there at the end, and we'll see what happens.
And a personal foul on Dowling Catholic, so that'll add 15 yards to the end of the run. It'll be a 1st and 10 Waukee Northwest at their own 47-yard line.
You know, Coach Wilson mentioned it in the pregame, your discussion with him, and you know, it's the penalties. Again, this team has done a little bit of putting themselves in situations by the penalties over these first 4 games.
First down, Waukee Northwest, 2 tight ends on play action. Johnson over the middle, he fires it out, it's intercepted. Intercepted by Dowling Catholic. On the interception, all the way down the other way we go.
Zach Schmidt.
Is Zach Schmidt. He does it all. He plays defense, offense, and he punts, and he makes an interception.
Yeah, he's all over the field tonight. And, and we've seen that with Johnson tonight, with Sam Johnson. He's thrown into traffic more than once, and he gambled on that one, and Zach Schmidt made him pay.
4:19 to go in the fourth quarter. Dowling will have a first down at the Northwest 26. And John Chido, I think a little film study that time. Zach jumped that route because he was the intended receiver. I didn't see another receiver around.
No, he did a great job of just getting to the zone, knowing where the ball's going to be thrown on that particular combination of routes there. And that's the first time they went underneath instead of throwing it deep. The other couple of times when Sam Johnson completed it, he threw it deep. He did not throw it to the underneath route.
All right, handoff Rashad Davis, and he bounces through up down from the 26-yard line down to the 20. He'll pick up 6 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd and 4. The Maroons keep the clock running.
Here's that offensive line, after they've been wearing them down all night, starts to take over, and you're going to see a heavy dose here of Rashad Davis and Dante Cataldo, I think, carrying the football.
The Maroons taking their time between plays, trying to get that play clock down. 3:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling 31, Waukee Northwest 17 here on Iowa Catholic Radio as we simulcast with our friends at CISN.TV. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Von Lender family with us. Matt and Timmy hand off Rashad Davis. And he carries the ball to a first down inside the 16 of Northwest.
You're looking at the situation now with running down to 3:20 left in the ball game. 31-17 Dowling, and this drive is now about trying to chew up clock.
Right.
Keep that ball in between the boundaries and just keep it turning.
And it's a matter of when Coach Kapatic will use his timeouts. He's got 2 left. Maroons are just letting the clock grind. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Mercy One, Catholic Tuition Organization, and Dental Associates. Dowling in the Bozen Flores Red Zone. Say more with Bozen online at bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. That's 515-244-7673. Cataldo now letting the play clock get under 10. Works out of a pistol formation. Tight end to the left, 2 receivers on the right. Dante. There's the snap. Gives it to Rashad Davis, and he kind of zigzags inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. I think I may have to get on the Bozen Flores hotline. Anniversary's tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Wife is standing behind you, Matt.
Oh, yeah, there she is.
I just thought of that as I read that.
You just
promo.
thought of that?
Yep. Hey, Tom, I hope you're open early Saturday morning.
maybe someone can help you out yet tonight.
His favorite.
I hope you didn't wait this long.
No.
No.
We're all set for tomorrow.
Well, okay, good.
It's just like you and Tea Times at Jester on Saturday, you and Lisa. We're all set. All ready to go.
All right, that's good to hear.
You know what Tom Bozen likes? White flowers. That's his favorite. He gets his wife that many times. White flower, white roses. And here's Cataldo back to throw, and he hands it off to Rashad Davis. Slips a tackle and gets it down to the 10-yard line for a gain of 3. It keeps the clock running as we're under 2 minutes to play, and the Maroons leading 31-17 over Waukee Northwest.
You were talking about zigzagging, and I think of bob and weave.
Bob and weave,
yeah. When I see Rashad Davis run the football there, and again, he's just done a heck of a job tonight and shown a lot of energy.
He certainly has. John Chido, I know we got a little bit more time between plays, but thinking about some people to interview tonight, and maybe that offensive line with the Pollock bunch.
Yeah, I think it's about time. I missed it last week, and that wasn't a good night to miss because that offensive line had a great night last week, and they've had a good night tonight as well.
I think you kind of keep that in the back of your.
I got to think Zach Schmidt and Leifker.
Yeah,
both of them.
Leifker.
Yeah.
I think maybe a Rockers or a Freylack.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you what, Carter Smith at center made the
he
right
did
calls tonight.
He did a very good job tonight.
You got Eagles at right guard, who's a senior.
Yep.
Seymour, a senior. Yeah, as you mentioned, Matt, before the game, you have 4 seniors that are flanking that junior center. Now we've got a timeout on the field. We will keep it here for the first time tonight. 31-17 Dowling, minute 14 to go here in the fourth quarter. And now it's time to talk to our guests, the Fawnlanders. Who's going to do this? Matt? Timmy? All right. Timmy, Dowling's about ready to put this one away. What do you think thus far?
Both.
Come on, just like you're at home with Dad and TV.
Dowling pretty good today.
Okay. And that's going to carry over to tomorrow.
The running game has been really good, and the passing game.
What about tomorrow morning? What about tomorrow morning, the team you're taking? You're going to play defense for your dad. He's the D coordinator on your group, yeah? And you got to play offense. That's where these guys all started, believe it or not.
Can't win a game with only doing defense, and you can't win a game with only doing offense.
Who told you that?
That's pretty good.
Who told you that? That wasn't the guy from Sheldon. I know better. They do both. At least they try. Now we got a timeout on the field. Timeout Dowling. We'll keep it here. Minute 14 to go. Fourth quarter. Dowling leading 31-17. And Timmy? Or no, Matt, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I got to give credit to Coach Wilson and his staff. They did an outstanding job of recognizing our faculty this week, and you could see it on the board. If you're watching the game at all, see the scoreboard, you see a number of our ads roll through with players and their teacher of choice holding their jersey, and they were recognized at halftime. And and there's a lot of stuff on social media about today that's just outstanding.
Matt, I was just not the other. We have two Matts up here, not Mr. Mainring, but Matt Fonlander. Did you see a kid holding his jersey with the principal? Have you seen that picture?
No,
yet?
I did not.
I haven't.
No.
Okay, that's just what I wanted. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay.
I just want to be sure.
But there was one holding one with my daughter, so I take good pride in that.
Yes, that's right. Your daughter.
Kiwi Fort, he wants to be a French teacher.
Your daughter teaches French.
Yeah.
And that's tough to find. All right,
Yeah.
Dowling trying to put this one away. Minute 14 to go. Back to action. And here is off Rashad Davis, and he tried to hop the pile to get the first down. He might have got a decent spot. He might be about 6 inches short, though.
A little Walter Payton there.
I saw that. Johnny, can I ask you, did you teach Rashad how to leap that high on those off tackle plays?
No, but we did tell Rashad when you need 1 yard to get north-south, and he tried to do it a different way and go over the top instead of sinking his shoulders and kind of getting in that gap and kind of squirming for the first down. But hey, it still was a great effort.
Yes, it was. The Maroons will turn the ball over on downs. So Northwest will have the ball on their own 6-yard line with 1:10 remaining. Back to throw is Johnson. Fires the ball downfield for his receiver. The pass is incomplete. And that really got into play Jacob Kruger, who was on defense that time, defending Maverick Inman, who's made a couple catches tonight, Matt.
He has, and again, this isn't where, I don't think Northwest wants to make their money in the long run. It's be able to, and they've got a weapon coming forward in Sam Johnson. He's a good young athlete, good young quarterback, and as he learns to throw and to run, he's going to be a dynamic player.
All right, little quick out pattern to Maverick Inman. Quickly tackled by Dowling. Clock continues to run. Wolves with 1 timeout left, 55 seconds remaining. Dowling leading 31-17. The Wolves with the ball. And they'll put the ball down at the 15-yard line. Gain of 9. And back to throw is Johnson again. Looks near side. And the pass is overthrown, incomplete. Threw over the head of Dowling's Parker Pearson, who already has an interception back in the first half. Now stop the clock with 38 seconds remaining. 4th and 1 for the Wolves.
Just a couple scores. Southeast Polk has extended that lead over Ankeny Centennial 24-14 late in the fourth. And Ankeny did defeat Johnston 9-7.
A low-scoring game up there in Ankeny. Here's Johnson, takes the handoff, will keep it and run out of bounds. That'll stop the clock at 33 seconds and picked up the first down. Scattered the chain gang on the far sideline. Those guys are got to be careful over there. Talk to them a little bit before the game and get their comments. A veteran crew. Johnny, isn't that a veteran crew over there we have for our chain gang?
I don't know. They're getting a little gun shy because they're dropping those chains awful quick and getting out of the way.
I've
noticed that a lot
too.
tonight.
You noticed that too. Pass is incomplete on first down. The receiver was right in front of us, and that was Caleb James, who couldn't make the catch. Well defended by Dowling, Matt.
Yeah, well defended by Parker Pearson there, who has come in for Kenny James tonight. And Kenny James has been starting at opposite corner, but I've seen him walk around the sidelines without his helmet, which means one of two things: he got injured, and they're not letting him sneak back out there, or he may have been slightly concussed or something like that.
All right, Johnson back to throw. Airs it out, and it is caught near side by Michael Dunnigan. Brought down at the 30-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 18 seconds remaining. 31-17. Reminder, we'll go to our post-game show Interviews with the head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. I'm sure our camera people can find him. Timeout, we'll keep it here with 18 seconds to play, and I think, yes, Northwest uses their final timeout. Matt, you've got to look at some scores.
Updated score. That Ankeny game is not over, so that it is Ankeny 16, Johnston 7.
Okay.
Sometimes you can't trust social media, but you can trust people that, Rob Ryan's out there listening to the game and hooked me up with a score there. Thanks, Rob.
There you go. Matt Fonlander, what do you think? You guys enjoy this? This view?
It's a very good view, and the offense did a really good job of really expanding, what they could do offensively. Obviously, they're keying in on Davis, but then able to put some keepers and some different pass routes out in the flat.
Don't want to be too one-dimensional on offense,
That's
even
right.
though you got a Rashad Davis back there, and you saw that tonight.
It opens things up.
It does, and the quarterback figured that out. You all ready for tomorrow's game? You're the D coordinator on Timmy's team, right?
Yep.
The Broncos.
We got a good group.
The Broncos. Me being a Raider fan, I'm talking about an Oakland, L.A., and now Las Vegas Raider fan. Broncos. Okay.
Well, Timmy's favorite player is
Devontae Adams.
There you go, my man, right here. Fist bump.
He built his legacy with the right team first.
That's a Packer fan over there. Why have my color guys have all been Packer fans? Mark Coulier and now Maindring, and now a pass out in the flat, caught by Dunnigan out of bounds at about midfield. 12 seconds remaining. Dowling leading 31-17. Timmy, you all set for tomorrow? What number are you, first of all?
I'm number 5.
Okay. And what positions are you on offense and on defense?
On offense, I'm mainly wide receiver, running back, and quarterback.
Okay. And then on defense?
And on defense, I'm cornerback.
Okay. And your dad's a defensive coordinator. So has he taught you what a cover 2 is? You know what that is? Cover 2, cover 0?
Yeah.
Matt, can you help him out?
I think it's probably a lot of cover 0. At that
cover
age.
0.
Yeah.
That'll wrap it up as Johnson sacked on the final play.
Owen Pins with the sack to finish it.
There you go. Final score, Dowling 31, Waukee Northwest 17. The Maroons moved to 4-0 on the year, ranked second in the class 5A in the Associated Press. Waukee Northwest will fall to 2-2, and they currently were tied for sixth ranked team in Class 5A. They're now 2-2 on the season. Northwest will be in action next Friday night. They will host West Waterloo in a game at Northwest Stadium. Dowling will play Thursday night against Roosevelt. We'll come back as John Chido will get him set up with the interviews. The team shaking hands at the handshake line. Final score, Dowling Catholic 31, Waukee Northwest 17. We'll take a 2-minute break along our network stations, Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. For Matt Maindring and John Chido, I'm Mark Amadale, and stay tuned for the postgame show coming up after this 2-minute break on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Trucks are arriving daily during Schottenkirk Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Schottenkirk Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western. More jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium here in West Des Moines. Mark Amadil alongside Matt Maindring, John Scheidel, thanks to the Feinlander family, Matt and Timmy, who were part of the Holy Trinity bunch that sat in the booth with us tonight. And, of course, Holy Trinity and Beaverdale having their fall festival going on beginning tonight and tomorrow all through the weekend in the Beaverdale community. So stop on by there. I know I will. But the final score here, high school football, week 4, Dowling Catholic improves its record of 4-0 with a 31-17 win over Waukee Northwest. The Wolves fall to 2-2. Let's take a look at the statistics in this contest. First of all, individually, Dowling Catholic, Rashad Davis, 30 rushes, 135 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the night. His longest run was 27 yards. Dante Cataldo, 9 carries for 45 yards. Zach Smith, 1 carry for 4 yards. Dante Cataldo was passed for 178 yards and a touchdown tonight. Rashad Davis, I mentioned, 135-yard rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And Curtis Horace for the Maroons, 107 yards receiving on the night for Dowling Catholic. And for Sam Johnson, passed for 165 yards and a touchdown for Waukee Northwest. He also led the team in rushing with 101 yards and 1 touchdown. And Maverick Inman, the leading receiver for Northwest, had 118 yards and a touchdown on the evening. So let's look at some of the numbers. Dowling was penalized for 63 yards tonight. Waukee Northwest, 33 yards in penalties, as the Maroons intercepted Waukee Northwest twice tonight to cause turnovers. Dowling with 178 yards passing and 184 yards rushing for 362 yards of total offense. Waukee Northwest, 129 yards on the ground, 165 yards in the air, with 294 yards of total offense. So that's the numbers tonight. I want to thank Jared Seifert for providing those. And Matt, I know before we go to our interviews with Johnny on the field, your thoughts on some of the scoring we got. First of all, updated scores from around district football here in Central Iowa.
Again, the score out of Southeast Polk, it's still 24-14 late in the game there. So it looks like Southeast Polk's going to hang on. And the Ankeny-Johnston game is 16-7, the last score we got, and just not a lot of other updates on here right now. Ames was ahead of Roosevelt 20-0 at the half.
And Waukee leading Valley 24-7. If that happens, Valley could fall to 0-4 on the season. But right now, Waukee leading Valley 24-7 in the fourth quarter. Appreciate that update. And a shout out to Stephanie Starcone, Stevie Starcone's mom. Happy birthday, Stephanie. Her birthday is on Mary and I's anniversary, and that's tomorrow. So I want to get that out. And, of course, some of the Starcones providing some of the scores tonight. We appreciate that, what they're doing. Anything else, Matt, before we find out what Johnny's up to?
No, that's all I have right now.
All right. Pretty I got a feeling it's going to be an offensive line.
I see a pile of kids down there.
Yeah, that's the offensive line, and I think Johnny's about ready. John Chido on the field with interviews from the Dowling offensive line. Final score, Dowling 31, Waukee Northwest 17. Now down to the field with John Chido here at Valley Stadium. Take it away.
Well, Mark, we're getting set here. Just 1 second.
Okay, you do what you need to do. Oh, we got pictures and everything. Look at this.
All right, so we have Kyle Rockers, offensive lineman. You guys did a phenomenal job last week, and I wasn't able to get an interview, so I'm making up for that. But also this week, nice job by the offensive line. Just walk us through your process this week and what led to your guys' success tonight.
Yeah, well, we're really trying to get into our identity of running the football as a team. That's what we want to be really good at. We want to have a really good offensive line. And this week, our starting center, Max, he got hurt. He went out. So it was really awesome to see Carter come in and play a great game this week and great second half or a couple drives last week. So it was awesome to see our offensive line improve this week, and we ran the ball pretty well.
Matt or Mark?
I'd say, Kyle, bringing Carter along, what did you guys do as seniors around him to help elevate him this week?
Yeah, so during practice, when it's defensive periods, Coach Casey Shelton always has us pulled over, us starters off to the side, and we're just working on double team blocks the whole time. So Max is in his ear, giving him all of his knowledge, and we're all just trying to look at him and help him out and make sure he knows what he's doing so he could play a good game tonight.
Well, Kyle, congratulations. I tell you what, calling the game, when you see Rashad Davis get the amount of yards he gets, you know you got to look right into the offensive line, and you're a big part of his success and Dowling's offensive success this year.
Yeah, it's awesome seeing Shad succeed, and we're just going to try to keep that going week in and week out.
All right, congratulations. Stay healthy, and best of luck next week against Roosevelt.
Thank you.
All right, that's Kyle Rockers visiting with us here in the post-game show. Johnny Chido on the field. He's got another guy getting set up. They got to do. They got to
number 9 there. Yeah,
number 9. My gosh, we're going right up to the top of the order. Are we batting first? And if that's the case, it's Zach Smith, and he's a jack of all trades and master of them all. I think. John Chido, right back to you with Zach Smith. Now, where did everybody go that was around you, Johnny?
I think this disappeared on us, but go ahead and ask a question to
Smith. Well, I'll tell you what, Zach, first of all, welcome to Dowling, and what a job you have done. You're punt returner now on offense and defense. Where do you like to play? What's your favorite position, Zach?
Honestly, I just love playing football. Whatever it is, whatever my team needs, I'm going to be there. I'm going to do it for them. So I just, football is something that I love, and it's a lifestyle that I live. So that's what I love doing.
You're kind of like a Swiss Army knife tonight, aren't you? I mean, you're all over the field. And, Zach, talk about, how it's progressed for you at Dowling Catholic over the last couple of years.
So I just got here last January.
Yeah.
So,
talk about that transition for you.
When I got here, obviously, first thing I did, I went in and met all my coaches. They kind of sat me down, talked me through what they thought I could do and where I could play. So obviously, I met with Wilson, and then I met Coach Jack, our linebackers coach, and Coach Meeks, our running backs coach, and they kind of every morning, or not. Around every morning, I'd go in and they'd go over some of the stuff that we would run this year, and just kind of either what defense that we would run, and just kind of things that other teams would run, and how to prepare for that, and also same with offense. Go in there, learn some of the plays, and also learn that what other teams might throw at us.
Well, Zach, you've done a great job this year. Keep it up, stay healthy, and we always know if number 9's out there must be a football game on a Friday night because you're on both sides of the ball and on special teams.
Thank you.
All right, best of luck, my friend.
Yeah, best of luck.
That's Zach Smith, as mentioned, transferred from Dallas Center Grimes, and he has played every position, offense, defense, and then some. After Dowling's win tonight, 31-17, the Maroons with the win. And our final guest is the head coach of Dowling Catholic, and that is Tom Wilson, and John Chido has him on the field. Johnny?
Congratulations, Coach, on the great victory tonight and the adjustments you guys made at the second half, and were able to contain Sam Johnson, keep him in the pocket, and your defense made some nice stops there at the end, and the offense was able to put up some scores and capture the victory.
Yeah, it's a good win for us. Like I said to our kids after, we had our share of stuff this week with, you replace your center, and Trey was kind of a game time situation, and we had other guys that were sick all week, and then, Kenny James has a groin that was giving him trouble, so then he didn't play a snap tonight, and yet we're still able to come out here with a win, so it's certainly good.
Matt or Mark?
Yeah, you mentioned the injuries, Coach, but your team overcame them, and the penalties. You cut down on them. I know it's not perfect, but you made some big progress there, cutting out the penalties. And last week you were able to overcome that also, but I know that was an emphasis in practice this week.
Well, it was, and we still had a couple on the defensive side, and then we kill ourselves. We're getting ready to go put the game away, and we're driving, and then we get the holding call. So we find a way to make life more difficult for ourselves. But again, we got the win, and we move on, and we've got a short work week, and so we'll get back to work tomorrow.
Coach Wilson, talk about how important it is for Carter Smith to have those seniors around him and how he came and played tonight.
It's huge, and one of the best things I could probably say for Carter is I didn't notice him much, and Max is a really, really good player and has played a lot of football games for us, but Carter Smith's somebody we've had an awful lot of confidence in. He obviously played on the defensive side of the ball, up until this week. And, he does. Rockers is really the ringleader of the group, and I know they have confidence in him as well. And, you get a guy like Freylack as well that you don't notice Freylack either, and he doesn't say much, but he plays pretty well. So I do think it's important that those guys are seniors, and they've got a lot of faith in Carter Smith.
Coach, thanks for visiting with us here in the postgame show. Best of luck. Short week. You take on Roosevelt Thursday night at Hoover Stadium at McGrain Stadium. Best of luck.
I appreciate that, Mark. I wanted to make sure you knew that Zach Smid has Monroe genes.
I know all about this.
Okay.
Van Veen has already told me.
All
yeah,
right.
Coach Van Veen.
Just wanted to make sure we got that answer.
Is there anybody from Monroe listening?
Probably not.
Okay.
Oh, your mom, right?
Yeah.
She's here.
Oh,
she's already. No, she's not listening. She's already.
Yeah, she's here.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, thank you.
Tom Wilson, head football coach at Dowling Catholic. Yeah, my son played out there. I know all the connections, and I knew the Smith. I just thought, well, I'm not going to mention it, but he did. Zach's a good friend of Mr. Van Veen, a relative, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up segment 1 because the CISN folks are leaving us. They have to go away. So we want to thank everybody responsible for that broadcast, led by the senior guy, Pete Tarpey, and I literally mean senior guy. Pete does a great job with the group. They had 3 games going on tonight, and he covered them all, so hats off to them. San and Gracia. Sean was our studio producer here, and along with Rachel Hawley and Pete in the other room. Thanks to them, and Jennifer Phelps ran the scoreboard. So our thanks to CISN as we thank them. Final score again, Dowling 31 and Waukee Northwest 17. We'll take a break here on Iowa Catholic Radio, but so long for everybody that was watching on CISN.TV.